Amen.
We live now. We live now. What's good with you fellas? How you feel?
Swell. Well,
let me go ahead and bring this up in the group. Man. Oh, there we go. Right at the tippity top. What y'all think of my performance yesterday?
So yeah, see,
I felt like I missed all the drama yesterday.
Yeah, it's his live where you just pull out the strap.
What'd you say, TJ?
I missed all the drama. I logged on Facebook today and saw Arthur and Jay Law going at it.
They was going at it today too?
I guess this was yesterday, but I
ain't know they was going at it today too. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, I ain't see it today. Keith, what up, Joe?
What's good? Man, I need to go get a beer. You guys, what do you got? Whiskey there?
It be laying in your bed against your headboard like you on IG bitch. Like this nigga wild, yo. You gonna be the Bobzilla tonight? Like you gonna do what Bob would do? You want some Bob shit, though?
Yeah, I got 2 cents for you.
You see this dude, man?
What's up, Keith? What's up, good? Man, my name Liam. What's going on? I think I met.
No, don't talk to him like that. You got to talk to him more disrespectful than that because he disrespecting us right now. Like he laying up talking to only.
No, I got to go in a minute, but then I got to jump right back on. But
man, when you jump right back on, because you be sitting in a chair, motherfucker.
No, I can't do that for about 30 minutes.
Smart laid up in his bed and shit. I don't even want to know what he got going on. If you forced to lay in your bed. He forced to lay in your bed, cool. You know what? Let's mind our business. God damn it. But how y'all feel tonight, man? Y'all good?
I'm great.
Yeah, man, can't complain.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we're gonna get into some. We got some more people supposed to be joining us. I'll let them go and get when they get in, they get in. We'll be able to see them. So matter of fact, what the mouse at? Yep, here goes somebody else. Here go my man Reese.
All right.
There we go. And everybody else gonna come
What's up, Reese?
They're gonna start.
What up, y'all?
Yeah, so we gotta be once they get somebody else, they're gonna be kind of good. You gotta make sure we see them.
Okay, can y'all see me, man?
Yep. Yeah. We see you.
Okay. All right. Real quick. What up, man? You got Lim with you. What up, Lim?
What's up, man? 06?
06?
You think like this here, Lim?
Yeah, no, that's cool.
You like this here?
No, the other way.
Like ESPN and shit?
Yeah. Y'all don't see what the fuck we doing, but you try to just mess around with the features.
No, I'm gonna leave it like this.
Yeah, that's cool too. Like that. That's what she said.
That's how we starting up. Stewie, what up, boy? Look at Stu talking shit already. He said, where the hoopers at, Joe? He said no hoopers on here, man.
Yeah, I heard. I saw the comment Stewie made in the group when we were actually doing trying to get the fellas on the show. And he was like, there's only 2 hoopers in here. I called Lance offline like, yo. Like,
I don't think they know about your hoop proudness, G.
But hey, man, I don't think none of us know. I mean, you might be the common denominator here, so you kind of got an idea about everybody.
Yeah, I done seen people vouch for you. I ain't never seen you hoop, but I done seen some people vouch for you. So off that, I respect that cats be vouching for you. But just so you know, Stu know TJ a hooper, so I think he know TJ and Keith hoopers. I'm assuming that's what he talking about. But I don't think he know Rome who used to hoop. Rome, did you hoop in college?
Yeah, I saw you for 2 years.
Yeah, I'm a Rome in college.
Hey, why don't everybody just go around kind of give their little resume?
Well, I definitely ain't got no resume. I ain't hooping in college.
That's your resume.
Shit, I was on a team in LT and I ain't even get no ticket.
Y'all had intramural, I'm sure. Like intramural.
Oh yeah. We played the intramural at NIU when I went. Intramural is more popular than the actual school.
That was
team.
the same way.
Yeah, we used to go up. TJ, did you play for NIU?
No, I played at Kish.
Oh, okay.
I redshirted a year and we won the intramural. Me, Morgan, and Vonnie won the intramural championship up there.
Oh, at where? At Northern?
Yeah.
What year?
What was this? 2000, 99, something like that.
I'm about to say because I
We
know
beat Stu and them in the championship. Stu,
that was the third year.
Samir and them.
That was the third year because I played in the first two championships because we lost to Corey Penn in the first 2 years. Corey Penn won the first two. That's how I know because I played against him and lost 2 times. Goddamn it! So I think y'all came in and won maybe like the third one or something.
I don't know, man.
Well, yeah,
the one time I participated, we cut the nets down. That's all I remember.
I ain't mad at you. Hey, it used to go up at NIU, Joe.
Yeah.
It used to go up. Like, it used to be some real game. Mario, I'm telling you, we probably had more fans than the Huskies game, especially for intramurals. You played outside too?
Yep.
I ain't playing none of the outside tournament. I was done by then. I wasn't even really down there no more. Well, Mo got I think he got his mic on mute. Mo, take your there you go. Did you hoop?
Rome, you too. Rome, you got
not at all. Not at all. I played football. I was not a hooper.
Okay.
But you know, I love basketball. Everybody got resumes and shit. I'm in here feeling like, yeah, I played in 3rd grade on my elementary school team. That's all I got, dog.
I got no resume, bro. Don't worry about it. I ain't got no resume either. So Rome will tell you I was on the team in high school, but I ain't played. Them white boys ain't letting no brothers play.
No, I didn't even try out my senior year because I refused to.
Your junior year, your senior year.
What's that?
When did you come to LT?
I went there junior year.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I didn't even bother trying out senior year because I'm like, I saw they did you and Kurt and
you saw we wanted to go tick.
Man, yeah, just sitting all the way at the end of the bench. Like it's just ridiculous. You had to watch these dudes turn the ball over 5 times a day.
None of the brothers. Now, in all truth, I wasn't even. I told you, I never brag about being no cold hooper. I was never cold, but I was good enough to play it. There were some dudes on the team that could hoop.
Yeah, Larry, Clint,
no tick.
Take a ball.
No tick. 0. Barely get in blowouts, G. Everybody quit but Larry. Larry the only one stayed on the team. We all quit.
Yep.
I quit before the West tournament. I'm like, I ain't finna go to the West tournament with all the motherfuckers. I know it's on the bench. Yeah. Because you gotta keep in mind, at the Proviso West tournament is the biggest Christmas tournament in the city. But
country.
The biggest tournament is at Lions. It's at our school.
Wait
Thanksgiving
a minute.
tournament.
Y'all can't overlook the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper was.
It ain't bigger than it. What's that Thanksgiving?
Back then it was.
Yeah, back then it was. It moved to. It
was big. Are you talking about like the
all
the
the top city schools came to Lyons Township on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Westinghouse, King.
No. Bloom was in that. I went to Bloom. I played ball at Leo and Bloom and.
So we got another Sticker East person in here.
Sticker East, come on, man. Sticker East is arguably the toughest conference.
If you was one of the top city schools and you came to Weston to Christmas and you came to Lyons Township on Thanksgiving.
We played.
We went to Rockford.
Proviso. Huh?
We went to Rockford Boylan, I think it's called.
Oh yeah. That was a good tournament too.
It was a couple good tournaments, but those were the 2 top.
I'm gonna tell you, the Big Dipper was a motherfucker.
No, that was a good tournament. I ain't shit on that. Yeah, but I'm just saying the top 2 because I remember we had Keywan Garrison, all them up in Lyons Township getting busy every year. Like all the top city schools was coming there. Jimmy Sanders and them. I've seen all of them.
Well, first of all, wait, what years are we talking about?
We behind you.
Y'all,
you 51, right?
I'm class. Wait, this motherfucker. This motherfucker always talking about my age, but he looked older than me.
Never.
Yes.
Multiverse, maybe.
I came out of class in '92.
Oh, yeah, you're way older.
I was 9 years old.
All y'all look older than me.
Now, what year you came out, Keith?
01.
Hey,
oh shit!
I'm with you, bro. I came out in '92 too, man. Fuck them niggas.
Yeah.
Bro, you 97?
Yeah, 97.
TJ?
97.
97. Okay. So we got a couple old heads in here. Then we got a youngster in here.
Old head, nigga.
Yeah, y'all niggas old,
y'all
man.
the old heads. You know what I'm saying? 92. I was still in grammar school, nigga. You know what I mean?
Respect
Yeah.
you.
I mean, Lem might be looking at the back of the Denny's menu.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you, Rome. It's good shit back there. And we get 15% off.
But anyway, let's go and get to it. So just let me go and introduce the pod, man. This is the special edition of Pardon My Ugly this evening. This is the sports edition, and we are talking about the NBA old and new. So we're going to have a couple classic debates, a couple new debates. We also, before the show ends, we're going to get do a little Bulls talk, of course, because obviously we in the shop, baby. I'm pretty sure. Are we all Bulls fans here?
Absolutely.
For the most part.
What about Keith?
Keith, something else. You a Golden State Milwaukee fan or something, ain't you?
No. Don't put me on team light skin now.
Your team?
No, I'm just a fan of the King.
Of the King? Oh, he's a LeBron sexual.
Wait. You a fan of the what?
LeBron.
Oh my God.
So,
The NBA all-time leading scorer.
So let me make sure I understand. So you're not a fan of a team. You're a fan of a player.
Correct.
My brother like that. Don't bother me.
I'm like that too, but I do have the Bulls up. That's my team.
I do both.
Mean, the Bulls would be my team, but when you get to a certain level, and I mean, I know TJ can kind of probably attest to this. Like, I actually kind of went to summer league with the Bucks, so they gave me a chance when the Bulls didn't give me a chance. So do I just say, forget about the Bucks? But no, they gave me a chance.
I mean, that's your fan loyalty, but you do what you want to do. I mean, you like who you want to like. I can't tell you who to like now.
So who did you grow up a fan of?
Unfortunately, Michael Jordan.
You weren't a Bulls fan, you were a Jordan fan.
Actually,
no, I was a Bulls fan growing up. I mean, that's all you seen on TV.
Like, what does that even mean?
I had no choice.
So you just switched?
Hey, Keith, what does that mean? Unfortunately, you were a fan of Michael Jordan.
I'm bewildered by that stuff.
No, I mean, I just said unfortunately based on the previous words that y'all was hating on the King. So I mean, me personally, I know we're gonna get to this. LeBron is a better basketball player.
We're already here.
We go before we get to it real quick.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're gonna do some Bulls talk. Then we're gonna have some NBA predictions as far as like the playoffs and the championship. Before I do that, real quick, I do want to go around the table. I want everybody to name their favorite team, and if you have a favorite player, I know I got 3, so I do up to 3. Currently, though, not all time, like in the NBA right now.
In the NBA right now,
your
top favorite right now.
No, don't have to be top 3 best. Who your play with that like
favorite?
Favorite, like me. Okay. I'm a Bulls fan. I only love the Bulls, but my favorite player is Dame Lillard, Joel Embiid, and Anthony Edwards. They're my 3 favorite players.
All right, I'll go last.
Chris Paul's still in the league, but he in my legends list, so I just ain't name him, but he on my all-time favorite list. Go ahead. Who yours?
Favorite team, Bulls. Kyrie.
My bad, man.
I'm just talking about skill-wise, man. Kyrie. Durant. And I like watching Luka, even though his ass don't play defense. He don't fucking defense, I like watching him play. You know. So
TJ,
Bulls fan. 3 favorite players. I'm gonna say Kawhi, James Harden, and probably Giannis.
I don't like y'all players already. Y'all naming all niggas I got issues with. That's fucked up. Go ahead, Roll.
Bulls fan. I think my 3 would be Curry, Ja, and probably Spider. I love Donovan Mitchell's game. Because he goes at it hard both ends.
Young D Wade.
Yeah.
Maurice?
Well, I'm definitely a Bulls fan, and my 3 players would be Luka, Giannis, and Joel Embiid, because they all dogs. Like, I like people. Luka don't play defense, but he a dog, man. He come to play. I mean, if he got to give you 50, he'll give you 50. He just an old school dog. So that's why he probably my favorite player right now.
Who is
Luka?
Yeah.
Keith?
I'm a Bulls fan for one. LeBron, Giannis, and Jokic.
Out of all of us, he the only one named LeBron. You don't think that's crazy?
It is. It's wild. I can see the hate in y'all eyes, though. That's the crazy part.
There we go. What who we got here? We got Stewie here. We say we got a couple people named there. So Aisha Jackson says her favorite team is the Bulls. Her players are Andre Drummond?
Andre Drummond.
Don't get off Aisha.
Is he your cousin?
Yeah. You had a moment?
Like on the real, y'all
went on a date with this
man? You got to explain that one, Aisha. Straight up. You better tell me you think that
man,
man plays 7 minutes a game.
You got me with that one. I expected that.
He leads the league in rebounds per minute, though.
Tanisha Holloway say Bulls, Greek Freak, Kawhi Leonard, and she a Ja fan. Let's see if anybody else named there. They're the only one who named there. Yeah, you guys playing that Andre Drummond one, Joe. She say what he's clutch.
What?
How? What?
You got the wrong.
You talking about basketball?
Yeah.
I know. I need a definition of clutch.
She thinking Andre's rising or somebody. I don't know.
I like that motherfucker right
I
there.
can't even think of a player named Andre that's
Not bad
clutch
move.
in the league.
Bad move.
Nah, well, Andre
Yes,
Miller
you
was
gonna get his
clutch 20
Iguodala.
years ago.
Who?
Andre Miller,
Andre Miller.
Yeah.
Iguodala, maybe.
Yeah.
Clutch? Andre
Andre Miller wasn't clutch. He was solid. Super solid.
Yeah, ain't nobody passing Andre Miller the ball in the clutch. That's a bad decision.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Your coach cuss you out. You passed that motherfucker the ball in the clutch.
Right. Pass that motherfucker at the top of the key.
Yeah.
Hit a fast break.
Nah, shooting ass motherfucker. But he's a nice player though. But anyway, we're gonna get right to it since Keith Archie already kicked it off. The first debate of the night, goddamn it, is since it's the hottest topic of the year in basketball is Bron versus Jordan. And just be so we know if I'm not mistaken, Keith the only person in who think Bron better than Jordan, right? Anybody else think that?
No, I think Bron is better
Let
than
me
Jordan
explain
too.
that though.
Oh,
Let
that's
me
okay.
explain
There we
that.
go. All right.
I want to make sure. So Reese,
No, I said I think Bron is better than Jordan too.
okay. Rome,
No.
no, and I already know you. Right,
No.
and I know TJ, you ain't.
I don't even put him above Kobe.
Mike's better than Bron.
Okay, so let's get the two gentlemen who say Bron better than Jordan. Let's go Keith first. Why you make your case for why Bron better than Jordan? Why Bron? Well, essentially, this is the case for who's the GOAT. So make your case for why Bron's the GOAT.
I'm not somebody that's going to like heavily weigh rings because it's a team accomplishment, but every skill needed to play the game of basketball, LeBron does better than anybody else that has played the game. So you have the individual accolades. Now the individual stuff, yeah, Mike got a few more, barely a few more. But overall, when I say barely a few more, you could include the defensive player of the year, which he probably shouldn't have won. Well, no, you know what? I take that back. I give him the defensive player of the year, but them all defense teams that can't be legit when you got Ron Harper and Scottie Pippen that was guarding, the toughest perimeter assignments back then.
Yo, whoa.
Let him finish. Let him finish. This is a respectful debate. Let him finish.
Let them get his shit up. We're not going to interrupt each
I
other
need to make
tonight.
some
We gonna,
notes.
yeah.
Take some notes.
Field goal
I got
percentage.
notepad.
Who got the
I got
highest
notepad.
field goal percentage?
And hold on, real quick. Let's all try to keep it somewhat short because it's it's a good 5 of us. We may have some more joining. So, but go ahead, Keith. Where'd you go?
I mean, as far as the field goal percentage, that's a whole lot better. He rebounds better. He passes the ball better. You can't tell me he's not one of, if not the top 3. And I'm not talking about assists. I'm talking about just passing the ball. He's top 3 to ever pass a basketball.
Based off the eye test.
So is Magic Johnson the best passer you ever seen, or is John Stockton?
Magic Johnson.
Because LeBron just passed Magic Johnson, but he had never catch Stockton.
I agree with him. I'm not disagreeing with none of these. I'm letting him get his shit off. Go ahead.
So the skills necessary to play the game of basketball, LeBron does it the best that I've ever seen. I've seen Jordan's whole career, even though I was, young when he first started, but I seen all of that. Jordan couldn't guard 1 through 5. It's impossible.
Well, neither can LeBron.
He can guard 1 through 5 if necessary.
You're telling me you can throw the ball. You're telling me you can throw the ball to Embiid.
Yeah, he shut down Derrick Rose, bro. When Derrick Rose was the fastest player in the league, LeBron shut him down.
They double teamed Derrick Rose.
He did not double team him. He stopped him one-on-one at the key with speed and them big ass arms.
So
he
LeBron can guard.
Miami LeBron had the best 4 years
Hold
of
on.
basketball that most of us have ever seen.
Wait, whether LeBron can guard 1 through 5 or not, that's not the issue. Here's what the real issue is. He don't and this has been something that's noticeable. He don't always guard the best player on the other team.
And when did Michael Jordan?
When it's clutch, it is convenient that he's guarding the man then because that team may be running a pick and roll, and he'll convene. They've typically set it up for him to be guarding the off man. He's away from the ball, typically. He's never guarding the
now.
So quick question for you:
He was doing that back in Miami and when the Cleveland days.
Mike was
Announcers used to be like, why is he not guarding the best player on the other team?
All right, so let's go back to 97, right? Was Jordan guarding Reggie Miller? Or was Ron Harper?
Mike was guarding Clyde Drexler.
No. 97.
Yeah.
You said when did he guard the best
Well,
player?
you're talking about older Mike.
Clyde Drexler. Okay, who else?
Right? Yeah, see, my thing is this: you ain't got to shit on Mike to big up Bron because Bron resume thick enough that it just speaks for itself.
It's a good
right.
It's a good argument.
Definitely.
Yeah, like he got 20 years. This dude at 20 years old, at 20 years in the league, is jumping better than anybody ever did. I mean, he's still playing, averaging 30 points a game. It's so much shit you could say that you don't have to really shit on nobody else to big up Bron. Like, and you take the fact that it's like I told you this, Lance. It's no lulls in LeBron's career. Kobe came in, wasn't strong in the beginning. Mike wasn't strong at the end. LeBron got all of that. He's had 20 years of consistently whooping ass, and he's still that dude.
You must be talking about the Washington days.
It happened,
right? But he doesn't, and he wasn't the same player 96 through 98. He was a guy who found space to shoot mid-range jumpers.
Bro, do you understand that people are hold on?
Let him get shit up.
He paused.
No, I was trying to be respectful, but he was in 96 through 98. If you saw Jordan dunk, you were like, "Ooh, he dunked."
This is what I got to stop
because he didn't. At Jordan's stage in his career, at LeBron's same stage in his career, he's almost as good an athlete. He's lost a little bit, but he's way more athletic than he was.
So
he's consistently for 20 years been that dude. He has. And Jordan, I just two things that make me discount Jordan. One, the year and a half he had in between the 2 3-peats. When you look at Bron going to the finals 10 times, no significant time off for injury, just the consistency. You know what I mean? Mike didn't have it. He had 2 retirements in his career. And you could say, well, if coulda, shoulda, woulda, but he did. He had time off. And those time between those 3-peats, he recharged his battery, dog. And he got ready to go for another round. I mean, it's true. So, I mean, you can look at going to the finals 10 times. Amazing. In a modern era, that shit is unheard of. Nobody's done that since Bill Russell era. When it was 8 teams in the league.
The East was trash. Okay, so
the East been trash, bro.
Let him go. Let him go.
So now we're discounting the whole league, right?
No, I'm not discounting the whole league. I'm discounting.
Just go, TJ.
I'm not discounting the whole league. I'm saying who was he going up against? The Atlanta Hawks. They
won 61 games.
The Toronto Raptors were not somebody.
Who are you referring to? When LeBron?
Yeah, when LeBron.
So the Boston Celtics wasn't shit.
No,
at that time they were garbage. They were barely making the playoffs.
You talk about baby Jason Tatum and baby Jaylen Brown. They was chilling.
No, I'm talking about when he was going up against Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. They wasn't shit.
LeBron was LeBron had been in Cleveland almost about 5 years before KG and them got to Boston.
No, he didn't. They put him out of the playoffs his last year before he went to Miami.
Listen, KG, Ray Allen, and Boston went to the championship their first year. They got there.
They went in 2008 and 2009.
LeBron got in the league
2008, 2010.
LeBron got in the league in 03. KG that was like 08 when KG got to Boston. That was like 4-5 years.
Yeah, that was their first year. In 08.
So LeBron wasn't playing against Boston that whole time.
Yeah, I'm saying you talking about
he got to the final.
First year they were there. Okay, go ahead.
When LeBron was running through the East, it was Atlanta when they had Joe Johnson. It was DeMar DeRozan in Toronto. Those teams were not.
Wait. Don't forget the Bulls, please.
Well, it was an overachieving Bulls.
Olive Harvey.
Oh, who they playing against? They said
Olive Harvey playing against Olive Harvey. There was nobody in the motherfucking East.
And then when KG and them got to Boston, and then Orlando got a strong team, so the East got a little bit tougher then. But that was as tough as it got. 3 teams. It was never tougher than 3 teams in the East ever.
And you never thought any of those teams had a legit chance to represent the East.
Somebody just said Gil Arenas, but that team wasn't like.
No, that team wasn't.
That team wasn't shit. They just had one dude that put up a bunch of points.
They had him and James.
Ron Butler.
Yeah, but that team wasn't
getting the people that was in the league.
They had the players. They had those few players.
They weren't
a threat. They weren't a contender.
They might have been.
I want to go back to something that Reese said when you was talking about the 96 through 98 Jordan. You do know that there are a lot of people that say that version of Jordan was better. And what I think is interesting is that you made the comment like, yeah, when he came back that 93 through 98, you know, he wasn't dunking. You were basing the quality of his game based off what his ability to dunk. That's what makes him actually better, than LeBron in my perspective. Because even though LeBron added some lightweight weapons to his game, dude, that fadeaway, Jordan became more like people will argue that version of Jordan was better than the first three.
At least smarter.
But let me tell you
that Jordan, I said that version was more efficient, but I won't say better.
LeBron go.
Wow.
he averaged 30.4, 29.6, and 28.7.
That Mike was nasty. And here's another thing. Somebody made a comment saying when Jordan was in the league, nobody ate. Nobody ate. Everybody eating now. Everybody's been eating throughout
not when he was in the
career.
league. Once he started winning, nobody ate.
Well, yeah, but that's most of his career.
No, 6 years in his career.
About half. How many did he play in total? 15? 13 or 15.
15.
He played.
15.
I don't remember how many.
He played 7. He played 15. He played 7 before he won. Then he won 6 in a row. That's 13. And then he
No, bro. He did not win 6 in a row. We gotta stop that nonsense. He didn't do that. He did not do that. Houston
He won
Rockets
3.
won.
He lost two years. The Rockets won, and he won 3 more.
Bro, that man averaged 30 a game versus Orlando.
Hey, Keith,
Please don't leave that out.
Keith, we can't see you no more, bro.
I know. I know y'all didn't want to see me in the bathroom.
Oh, this
This nigga went to the bathroom.
shitting on the pod. Who's on the piss, RG? You must really love Bron to be dropping the dizzles on the pod, G.
While we talking about Mike,
You can just come back, mute this nigga.
Right. You could have just left the phone.
This nigga, we not allowing this.
hey man, we better not hear no
I
clumps
can't believe it.
in the fucking water.
This nigga in there. Boy, I swear for God, boy.
We better hear some water. You washing your
Rome,
hands.
I ain't heard Rome yet. Because before I go, I want to hear Rome. Rome, get the shit off.
Here's the thing: is that to what Reese was saying, you shouldn't. If you're trying to make a case for Bron, there's no reason to shit on Jordan, right? Because we already know what the accolades are. So it has to come down to how you view the game, right? I view the game as how you affect both ends, how you lead and have a team constructed around you, and then at the end, are you winning, right? At their best, at their peaks, Michael won more. He won with less talent, which is true. I mean, if you just look at the All-Star accolades of the teams that Bron has played with, it's ridiculous. He has had so much talent with him.
He got 3 rings with Horace Grant as his third best player.
That it's mind-numbing, right? It's mind-numbing.
And John Paxson.
Jordan was winning with B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah.
So did that tell you how weak the league was back then?
And Bill
Well,
Winnis.
how was the league weak though?
It wasn't
That's
weak.
what I don't-
Didn't I tell you to mute this nigga?
the narrative that keeps getting pushed is, oh, Michael Jordan played
He
against
look like
Parker
he's
and all of
anywhere
this
near a urinal or a toilet. Mute this nigga again. He not allowed back into the fuck out the toilet.
Mickey was like, LeBron has been on stacked teams.
So here, let me get my shit off real quick. Okay.
Keep it short.
Ain't that a bitch? Let me get my shit off real quick. So I think when you measuring the players, the top 10, it's gonna be they don't really have a lot of flaws. So even when we trying to separate them, you kind of nitpicking when you talking about the greatest of all time, because the greatest of all time in basketball are typically good at damn near everything. Like to be in the top 10, you ain't gonna really have no weaknesses. So we nitpicking when we separating them anyway. But the reason that I think Jordan is the best is for a couple reasons. One, scoring is king in basketball. No one talks about cumulative stats in basketball. They do that shit in baseball. We don't do cumulative in basketball. We do averages. Mike is the greatest scorer all time by average. Mike got 7 consecutive scoring titles and 10 all time. Bron has 1. You're not going to say you the better scorer when in my time, I was the most dominant scorer and I averaged more than you my entire career. You just play longer. I averaged more than you he averaged more than him by like 3 points a game.
In the league with hand checking.
And in
Okay, and Will Chamberlain got more points than Jordan, but had more points.
Maybe 35. Like we're not talking about 3 points a game on a scale of 1 to 100. We're talking about a scale of like 1 to 35. That means I average like 10% more than you damn near. That's significant in basketball, 3 points. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is, Mike is considered one of the greatest defenders of all time. LeBron ain't even a dominant defender. So I'm
absolutely he is.
Scorer.
Absolutely he is.
LeBron ain't made an all-defensive team in like 6-7 years. He made them early in his career, and then he got on chill mode. Let's keep it a buck.
And he's never done.
He got on chill mode early, but this is the point. Mike was considered, Bron was a good defender. At his peak, he was a very good defender, and he was versatile defensively.
No.
Mike was dominant. That's why he got Defensive Player of the Year. So if I'm a better scorer,
guarding
I'm a better defender than you,
bro, that's the key. Who is he guarding?
Wait, I'm a better scorer, a better defender, and rebounding wise, Mike a shooting guard averages 6 rebounds a game. That's elite for
Let's
a
not forget the year he played point guard.
You said what?
He averaged 10 assists.
What'd you say, TJ?
He played it for like 11 games.
The stretch where Michael Jordan played point guard for the Bulls and he averaged 10 assists.
For 10 games, TJ, come on, man.
Right,
so what? Did you see the stats those 10 games?
He averaged a triple-double then.
Watch until he done shitting.
How the fuck do you mute him?
Right there with the 3 dots. I don't want to hear from this nigga why he's shitting. No,
I'm done.
Yeah, he done.
I cut that motherfucker.
Yeah, I gotta see his face. He done. I see his face.
Hey, man, hurry up, man, because we gotta get your.
But my point was, he's the best scorer. He's a better defender. As far as rebounding, LeBron averaged 7 career, Mike averaged 6, and he's a shooting guard, 2 inches smaller and about 40 pounds lighter. So I think they're about even on rebounding. If anything,
they're not.
6
is not 7.
Yeah, LeBron 6'8", 260. Mike is 6'6". He didn't get to 220 until he came back after retirement. He was 196 his first 7 years in the league. Damn near. So really only LeBron just a better passer than Mike. That's
and he's a better passer simply because he has the ball in his hands more. Let's be honest.
Regardless, I ain't gonna make noise. He's a better passer. He is, regardless of why, he's a better passer. He's definitely not more dominant because you could say he dominated the East. He's never dominated the league. Also, Mike has never lost to a team he shouldn't lose to. Bron should never have lost to Dallas. Yeah. He should not have lost to an old as fuck San Antonio either. They should have won 4 straight in Miami.
Okay, by whose standards though?
That team was garbage. That team was trash. That team shouldn't even been in the finals.
What team?
The team that he took against San Antonio, that first trip to the finals. You talk about they was old. Tim Duncan wasn't old. Tim Duncan was in his prime.
Miami. They lost to San Antonio when Tim Duncan was old as shit, averaging fucking 15 and 9.
They did.
And they lost.
And Tony Parker was a dog.
Howard.
Manu was a dog. That team was deep, man. It wasn't just Tim Duncan. Manu and Tony Parker. Tony Parker was MVP of that series, wasn't he?
Who played with Dirk on that Dallas?
I don't remember.
What was their second best player?
You said Kawhi was on that squad too?
Kawhi Jason Terry was on there?
Yeah.
So you talking about Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, and Tim Duncan. And that squad was garbage? And Kawhi was a baby.
Can anybody name who that was?
What?
Who was the second best player on Dallas when they beat Bron?
Jason Terry.
Jason Terry. That's what I said.
He was not the second best player. He wasn't in the second league score.
Was it Jason Kidd?
It was a dude named Howard or something. It was like
Josh Howard. He came out.
It wasn't Josh Howard.
It wasn't Josh Howard.
What's the
Shame, we can't even remember his name. He won a championship with this nigga.
It wasn't Josh Howard. It was Sean Marion.
Yeah, I would say Sean Marion was the second best player on that team.
I'm telling you, it's not him. The nigga I'm telling you, it's another dude on that team.
Sean Marion,
you know what I'm talking about. The wing player on that team, if you look it up, he probably averaged 18 points a game.
I know Josh Howard. I remember Josh Howard.
But it was Sean Marion that was the second best player.
Yeah.
I said Jason Terry.
That was toward the end of Sean Marion's career. Sean Marion wasn't the same Phoenix Sean Marion. He was on Dallas. He was a defender. He wasn't no 20 or 10 dude on Dallas. Go look up his stats. He definitely was not. He was mostly a defender on stat. He probably averaged 13, 14 points a game. He wasn't balling like that in Dallas. It was Josh Howard. That was Josh Howard.
No, I don't think it was. Shit.
What year was that?
I mean, I would say it had to be Caron Butler then.
No, that is his name, but he wasn't the best player though.
I said
he was the second best player.
Second best player. Hold on for a second.
I mean, I'm looking at the roster right now. It's got to be Juwan Howard.
What year was that? That was 2010, right?
Real talk, we're indirectly proving the point. Because we can't figure out who the motherfucking name is, but LeBron lost to him.
That was 2010, right? No, he definitely won their second best player.
We're indirectly proving the point.
Yeah, guess what? Because he averaged 8. That is right there with Dallas. He averaged 19, and 18 with Dallas. Josh.
And what ring was this? What ring was this?
This was
he wasn't on that. Josh Howard wasn't on that squad though.
No, he got traded that year, didn't he? Yeah, he got
he
traded
wasn't
to
on that squad. It's got to be Karan Butler.
Pull up that roster. Who was on that roster?
Yeah, I'll pull it back.
Dallas championship roster.
That was 2009.
I'm telling you, it's got to be Karan Butler would probably be the second best player on that team because he was he had to be right around the prime of his career.
What year was that? Was that 9, 10, or 10, 11?
It looks like 10, 11.
Hey,
Yeah,
but you know the crazy
2011 title.
They had Tyson Chandler on that team.
Everybody always forget who Dallas beat to
Beat the Thunder.
No, I do agree with you, Keith.
What you say?
That they did beat some nice teams, but that team should have got swept by Miami. Keep it a buck.
You're right. Hey, I'm definitely not saying Miami didn't shit in their pants. I'm not saying that. But them same people swept Kobe. Them same people beat OKC3. But it's only a problem because they beat LeBron.
No, what about LeBron's performance in that fight? Didn't he was scoring 6
He
points?
averaged 18 a game. Again, he shit the bed. I'm not going to say, yeah, he was cold.
Of all time,
No.
he might have the greatest choke in sports
From a superstar.
I won't call it a choke job, though.
From a superstar is the key phrase.
Weren't they up 2-0?
From a superstar. Hold on. So, from a superstar, from a self-proclaimed team. Yeah, that's one of the biggest chokes.
Hey,
what's up,
crazy part is, what up?
What'd you say, Keith?
You
Up, Keith. You're gonna have to get your mic right, baby.
So my thing is this. So what you're talking about is team failures, right?
What about now?
We talking about LeBron and Kobe, LeBron and Jordan. But what you're talking about is team failures.
No, when I'm talking
Right?
about
LeBron was the big part
in the finals against Dallas, he played terrible, and we all know that we talking about this level of player. You are the bus driver. In NBA, it's only 5 dudes on the court with the one sport where one man can make all the difference. So in the NBA, the best player gets the credit for the ring. That's how it always has been.
Really?
Okay, so Lance,
Bron got to hold that as the best player on that team who played terrible in the finals against a team they should have beat.
There were times when he
And
didn't
it's cool.
even go get the ball. He won it. He shied away from it.
And then they lost against San Antonio the second time around when San Antonio was old as hell.
So Lance, to your point, to try to draw like a parallel to this.
Also, look at all the factors though that go into that.
Hold on, Keith.
Yeah, we already know what LeBron's worst playoff performance is, right? In at its highest level, there isn't a comparable performance by Jordan at that level at any time ever.
His worst is Seattle. That's his worst to get.
And that was he still averaged
26.
He was still at plus 28 and a half.
Yeah, no, it was like
65.
Gary was on his ass, but he still put up 26 and he still balled. But Gary was on his ass.
Yeah,
that's true. Gary played Mike better one-on-one than anybody I've ever seen play Mike for a series.
Even more than Joe Dumars?
Gary Payton.
Yeah, that was a team thing. Joe Dumars did his thing, but I mean, the Pistons was more of a team thing.
Gary was bodying Mike. He was pushing him out his spot.
He played on physical.
He was talking shit on the grill. And I think Gary played him for 4 of those games. And I think Mike shot terrible in 3 of them bitches.
Yeah.
He was still coming out his head, but Gary was in Mike's ass. You got to give Gary his fucking credit. Mike don't like to go look at the numbers. The nigga shot like 20% in like 2 of them games. Gary was in Mike's ass. Real shit. And
that was his worst shooting series of all time.
Yeah, Gary was in his ass. In the first 2 games, he was killing. And when Gary got on, I remember watching. I ain't never seen nobody. He was putting his forearm in Mike's stomach, pushing him, talking shit. Mike was trying to post up. He was pushing him out the post. He wasn't taking. He was denying him the ball every time he tried to get it. He was on Mike's ass.
According to the last,
real talk. Sean Kemp should have won Finals MVP even though they lost.
Night talking crazy.
Because he snapped that
killing
series.
Rodman.
Night talking crazy.
He was killing Rodman.
He was killing Rodman.
No,
and
he
that's
was
but
killing
the thing that you talk about, so what you say. So here's the thing that you go to that you said. You're talking about LeBron's playoff failures or his failures in the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go 10 times, you're gonna have some failures. You understand what I'm saying?
So you 40%?
Yeah, but
But I mean, he went. But the thing is, he went 10 times. It's the whole body of work. We can't narrow it down to one series.
he lost
Hey, but
three.
back-
Hold on.
back-
Or one, or just playoff performance, because it's more than that. It's a whole body of work.
Yeah.
And when you put the whole body of work up, it's equal to or greater than, but it's certainly not less than. Not at all.
Giving the man credit for losing, though.
Yeah. That's what.
Jerry West went to a lot of.
You want to get a dude credit for winning who took a year and a half off to chill and get himself together. But you don't want to credit the man who soldiered it out and went through 10 straight years and was there 10 times.
Hey, bro, he went 10 times. He lost 3 of his first 5.
Right.
So you talking about somebody who went 6?
I mean, but how you gonna hold that against him if he was supposed to lose? He only was supposed to win like 1 or 2 of those series, bro.
He was supposed to win all 4 of them in Miami.
No, he wasn't.
No way.
What?
No, in Miami, yeah. In Miami, yeah.
What are you talking about?
So you talking about
Come on. So y'all do know that until LeBron, nobody ever paid attention to no superstars' so-called finals record until LeBron. Y'all do know that, right?
That's not
Like Jerry Rep. Jerry West was 1-8, 1-9. Will Chamberlain got a terrible record. Everybody, nobody knew none of that stuff until LeBron, bro. And all of a sudden, he's 3 in this, and they want to use that against him as if the team don't matter.
No,
Come
that's
on,
not true. Because
That is true.
people
Jerry
kill
West's
Will
record
Chamberlain
was
for
always
his
talked about.
championships. People kill Will Chamberlain.
Nobody knew what the record was, bro. Everybody knows LeBron's record.
He's got
Nobody knew.
one. That's it.
Nobody's gone that much and lost.
He got 2. What you mean? He got 2.
Only Jerry West and Elgin Baylor have gone that much and lost. And neither of them was considered the best player in the league at the time.
No. Will Chamberlain is like 2-5 in the finals. What do you mean?
And it's talked about.
Yeah, but Jerry
No.
West.
It's talked about because people want to put Jordan above him.
Will is criticized for that too.
Bro, nobody knew nobody's finals record. I'm telling you, that's not fair, bro. You know I'm Mike all day, bro. But I'm gonna tell the truth, dog. To put a finals record on one person is not fair, bro. That's just not fair.
I want to understand what
Exactly.
What are you trying to say, Bob?
I'm saying, but you can't take because Bron is 3 and 6, whatever his finals
4 and
record.
10, 4 and 6, 4 and 6.
You can't hold that against him, fam. When he gets to the finals that many times and dominate in all the other areas he dominate. I mean, come on, let's give some credit. Now, damn, like people, that's what haters do. When you don't like somebody, you try to use everything you can against them.
Whoa. Let's be clear.
That's not something to use against them like that, bro.
Wait. I don't think anybody on this call, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think anybody on this call dislike LeBron. I think if you're a basketball fan, you have to respect it. It's kind of like I can't stand Karl Malone, but he's arguably one of the coldest power forwards to ever. Yeah, but I'm not a fan of him. But I'm a fan of the game. So when you're a fan of the game, you have to acknowledge it. So I don't think anybody on this call is saying that LeBron ain't like one of the coldest, or we don't like
this
him.
is just a comparison.
But I think what y'all are dismissing though is this, right? And I'm glad he brought up Will because that's a great example.
Right.
Will was the best player, but the Celtics were the best team. So even though he was better than Bill Russell, the Celtics had a better team, so he lost. So LeBron was a lot of times the best player, but he didn't have the best team. And when you talk about Mike, you discount the fact that before they won their first ring, that team was together 3 or 4 years. They had failures in the finals. LeBron walked into Miami, never played with them guys before, took them to the finals first year, won the second year. They never played, no chemistry. It's a team game, bro.
How many times did Bron play a team that you think that he should not, that he was the underdog? So I'll give you the 2
Out of those 10
and San Antonio.
The first time he went to the finals against San Antonio, the second time they went, his first year in Miami. San Antonio was a well-oiled machine at that point. They was killing.
They were supposed to be Oklahoma City. They was the underdog versus OKC.
Hold on, wait, listen, stop. You're getting it wrong. He went to play San Antonio in 07. That was the first one in Cleveland. Then in Miami, it went Dallas. Who was the second year they beat? Who they beat?
Oklahoma City.
Dallas, OKC, San Antonio. So when they lost to San Antonio, that was his fourth year in Miami. You keep talking like it's his first year. It was his fourth year in Miami. And San Antonio.
They weren't supposed to beat OKC, though. They weren't supposed to beat them.
Why weren't they?
I mean, you can make that argument. That's a good argument. They was cold. OKC was cold as hell, and they was the favorites.
As the underdog.
Okay, so
who are you? How are you basing who the favorite?
Hold on, listen to TJ. Hold on, what you say, TJ?
Y'all can't just throw stuff out there and have nothing to back it up. Okay,
bro, Vegas had OKC to win.
No, they did not. Bro,
Google it.
Dude, Miami went nuts that year.
Miami had 3-2 odds.
LeBron,
I think Ron is reading it.
Read it wrong.
Miami has 3-2 odds over Oklahoma City, according to Bovada 2012. So Miami was the favorite.
Come on, y'all pitching pennies now. Look, they was supposed to win.
I'm just answering the question.
They was supposed to win. They was supposed to win one time when they lost, in my opinion, bro. Yeah, I don't even feel that. I feel that you say that team was old. That Spurs team was still real good with a lot of good players, bro.
No,
so
hold on, wait a minute, Bob. Hold on. Tim Duncan that year was their leading. I'm not forgetting the leading scorer was Tony Parker. I think he averaged 17. Tim Duncan was 15 and 10, and Kawhi Leonard only averaged like 12 points a game that year.
Yeah, but Kawhi Leonard was also a young dog and was giving LeBron hell. I mean, you act like Kawhi ain't Kawhi. He's always been the defender that he is.
You had Kawhi as the fourth person, bro. Come on, man.
Like,
really?
Their leading scorer only
That's not even fair.
points a game. What are you talking about? There was no dominant scorer on San Antonio that year.
There was no dominant scorer on the Pistons when they beat the Lakers, but they whooped their ass.
Dog. I said Tim Duncan and that team was old. Manu was old. Tim was old. Tony was old. They were at the end.
What do you consider old?
They in a championship. They in a championship in the West. They must not be that old.
No, LeBron should have lost to them. Not period.
LeBron should have. That team should have lost.
They had 3 young superstars in their prime, my nigga. 3 young superstars.
No, bro, Wade was not Wade that last year, bro. Wade was not Wade in the playoffs. He was not himself, first of all. So you got to remember, they only had a big 3. They didn't have no big deep team.
Finals, but he played great against Indiana.
Who? What you talking about the series before? What do you mean in the finals?
Conference finals, he put up buckets against Indiana. He played
Wade wasn't himself all that year though. Real talk, he wasn't. And that's the reason why LeBron ended up leaving.
The point is,
if you want to be honest,
the point is, them Mars had 3 superstars in the prime of their career and lost against an old San Antonio team. Go look at how old they were.
It happens. It happens. But that was a good team. Stop trying to act like they wasn't deserving of that win, bro.
All I hear is excuses, but we can move on though.
Like,
I think
just keep that goalpost in the same. Keep that goalpost in the same spot. That's all I'm asking.
I agree.
Going to the next.
They keep moving.
The way you know you're wrong, bro, is that you got a Jordan fan over here being unbiased, bro. Like that's real talk. That's not a loss that you really can trip about. But you can trip about the Dallas loss. But you can't trip about that loss.
This is how we're going to get this conversation. We're going to go around the table. Okay. You got 2 basketball players. All right. Let's agree on something. LeBron's a better passer, right? Everybody agrees?
Correct.
Of course.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who's the better scorer?
Mike.
What?
Who's the better defender?
Mike.
LeBron.
Mike.
I think LeBron's the better defender.
I mean, you can have his vote, but it's majority. Who's the better?
Mike, man, come on.
LeBron. Can I go back to the scoring right quick for a moment?
No.
How many more shots per game did Jordan take than LeBron?
Come on, man. Come on, please, man.
If you took those into consideration, he has a higher scoring average based on the field goal percentage.
Stop it, dog. 10 freaking scoring titles, bro. The dude got 1. Come on, man. Stop.
Scoring titles ain't got nothing to do with it, bro.
Who's the better?
Who got something to do with it? 10? Nobody else got more?
LeBron is the better rebounder.
Who you say, Mark?
Okay.
LeBron's better rebounder.
Mike is a shooting guard. He's not supposed to be a better rebounder than LeBron.
Yeah, I feel like by default.
But do you understand that you talking about a guy who could guard a 4 and a 1?
Shit off. Who you got wrong?
Guard 5. That's LeBron's strength on defense is that he can guard 5 positions. That's his strength.
Who you got wrong?
Why do we say that?
But it's true.
Because he can. Because he's 6'8", 240. He's the same size as Karl Malone.
Listen. Everybody can't talk at the same time. That's why I'm trying to end this conversation because we got other topics to get to. So I'm trying to end it. Rome, who you got on the rebounding?
LeBron by default.
Who you got, TJ?
He's a bigger and his position plays closer to the basket.
So I'm with TJ. I say it's a draw. Who you say, Liam, on the rebounding?
I'm with Mike.
You with Mike?
Yep.
So that was
what? Come on, man. What is y'all doing, man?
The shooting guard.
Mike is a better rebounder than LeBron James. What?
Hey, one rebound apart career.
Yeah, come on, man. Some of this stuff is like obvious, dog. Come on, bro.
Let's be serious, bro. A wing, a 3, a small forward, and a shooting guard is the same position. So labeling Jordan as a shooting guard is kind of
you're talking about now. That wasn't the same.
You can have LeBron and Jordan play.
Yeah, you're talking about position basketball now.
Oh man, this dude is 260 pounds, bro. Come on, man. He's supposed to be a better rebounder.
They would not be rebounding like
Let
that.
them have it. They can have rebound.
Motherfuckers like Charles Oakley and
Magic was 250.
Y'all can have. Listen, I'm not. Y'all can have rebounded. Let's not argue that. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to move on. So y'all got rebounded, and LeBron passing, right? So let's just look at everything else. Who got the better intangibles, Bron or Mike?
LeBron.
No,
man.
Like leadership and all
like
that.
clutch and leadership and all that type of stuff.
All that other shit, clutch, leadership, all that shit. Let's wrap it in one thing and call it intangibles. It all that. Who the most clutch? Who will they take the victory? All that bullshit. Who you got, Liam?
Easily, Mike.
Keith, who you got?
How do you define clutch? You can laugh all you want to, but how do you define clutch? Because the statistics, he got more last second shots than Mike.
Keith, however you want to define it, you pick who you want to by your definition.
Man, y'all gotta stop playing, man.
let me preface this. Let me preface this with this. I'm gonna pick Jordan on that because I would pick Jordan over LeBron, but LeBron is a better basketball player. Okay, if that makes sense.
Bob, who you got on tangibles?
Who just said that?
Keith. Who you got for intangibles, Bob?
Mike, man.
Reese, who you got for intangibles?
It's a push.
Okay. Rome, who you got?
It's Mike.
TJ?
Michael.
Okay, so Mike wins scoring, defense, and intangibles. So if you got to pick between two players, one's the better rebounder and the better passer, the other the better scorer, the better defender, and he got the best intangibles, who y'all gonna pick? Who y'all gonna pick?
Hey, can I say one more thing now?
TJ, who you taking? The scorer or the defender and the passer? I mean, the rebounder and the passer.
I'm taking Mike. 10 times
Bro,
over 10.
I mean, we basketball players. Reese, who you taking? The dude goes the scorer, defending the tangibles, or the dude you said the better rebounder or the passer? Who you taking?
Or the dude that can do it all.
I'm gonna take. I mean, you act like when you say the rebound and the scoring and the defense, you act like it's like a huge difference. It's not. You know what I mean? When the Jordan scoring and LeBron scoring, we talking about one guy 28, one guy 30.
At 30.
Like 3 points. You talking about you telling me, so I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take the defense and I'm gonna take the rebound, and I'll give you the 3 points a game, and I'm gonna take the guy that can guard all 4 positions.
Okay.
There's 5 positions, so
let's move on from this. Let's agree to disagree. Let's go.
Can I say one thing before you move on? Can I say one last thing though? Because it's very important, bro. Because I know most of y'all know what PER is, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the most important stats that's never talked about in basketball in general. You know what I'm saying? And just like what Reese just said, it's not going to be like no big gigantic discrepancy. We're talking about the second best player of all time. So of course it's gonna be close. That's cool. But Michael Jordan, dog, has the #1 PER of all time. Dog, it actually equals out. Like and LeBron's like #2. It actually equals out the way it's supposed to. When you go look at the PER list of all time, dog, that performance efficiency rating includes all this stuff that we talking about. It's a reason why Mike is number one of all time in PER, bro. That matters, bro. So not only does he beat him with the eye test, he beats him in all these other stuff that we talk about. He has more accolades. He has more. He has more MVP. He has more everything, and he's the only person to do the stuff that he did from a standpoint from a guard position to average 6 rebounds from a guard position and to have Defensive Player of the Year as a guard and have the number 1 PER. It's the totality of everything of why it's just not close. It's impossible for James to be better than Mike, bro. It's just impossible.
All right,
but that's all I'm saying.
We're gonna end it on that. That was a good wrap up. We're gonna end it on that. We're gonna go to the next one since we're still on this kind of old school versus new, and we're gonna basically have that combo. When I say old school versus new, what I'm talking about is we always hit a conversation how the players of today's generation are much better than the players of, let's say, the 80s and the 90s. So just to know on what side of the argument you're on.
Can I jump in here first?
Go ahead. Okay, Ron. Who you got?
So
before you start, but let everybody clarify their position first, and then you be the first person to speak.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, TJ, who you with? You new school, you old school, or you think something in the middle?
It's really hard to say, honestly, man. I don't know because I don't know.
Okay. No, just kick it off. Just do it. Go ahead, Ron. Because everybody might kind of do that. So go ahead. You kick it off, Ron.
I will. Well, I'll let everybody else say, but I'll say that the new school players, top to bottom, 1 through 12, today are better than old school.
Okay, that's fair. You say that. What's your reason for that?
So I mean, it's evolution, right? It's an understanding of when you have more information, you can inform your league, your player, your product better, right? So you understand how to be more efficient with understanding how to be. How to work out better, how to have the nutrition better, how to play better. I mean, you have guys today who the way that they play the game is at such a heady level to where they're using spacing and all the sets are the same, right? Everyone's running the same sets. It's a matter of how efficient are you within those sets. Player efficiency is through the roof. Now, granted, they're chucking up threes at a ridiculous rate, so that annoys the hell out of me.
Me too.
But when you look at the way the game is played and where the shots are taken, you have to play defense in so much more space right now because the athletes are so much better. Whereas before, you didn't necessarily have to guard outside of 17 to 18 feet. You didn't.
Can I piggyback you, man? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go tell him.
But he is absolutely correct because it's crazy. I was thinking about this today before I even knew this was a topic, and it's that you got guys 30 years ago. I was watching somewhere a guy said he worked on a moving truck in the off season, right? So you got guys that they didn't even know they were going to be NBA players. You got guys like Akeem who started playing in high school. You got guys who start working on their skill set now at 5 years old.
Embiid didn't start playing damn near to high school.
Right. So you got, but then you got a guy like Steph Curry who was in the gym dribbling since he was 3, 4, 5 years old. You got guys who are the training is better. The kids start much younger. The camps, the exposure. I'm just double down on everything you said. These guys do so much more, so much sooner, and so much longer before they even get to the league that they're skill wise and even knowledge wise light years ahead of where guys were 20, 30 years ago.
Can I push back on that? Go ahead. Matter of fact, you go first, TJ. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I agree that skill-wise they're going to be better, right? It's like for every reason you guys listed. I think the part that where I'm not all the way on I'm on the fence at is they lack the fundamentals and
I'll give you that for sure.
They don't have the basketball IQ. I think the guys in the past, because they couldn't rely on sheer athleticism and crazy ball handling, so they focused more on footwork and the fundamentals and the intangibles and things like that. So I think that's where it evens out. So while these guys are far more talented for evolution reason and technology and everything like that, they don't have the fundamentals. And I see it when I watch a basketball, NBA. I coach high school. I see those kids. They're lacking between the head.
Which I think me as a fan, it compromises the game. I mean, granted, I still enjoy watching the game, but sometimes I don't. You see somebody come down as once an inbound pass and then a chuck up from half court. And you know, there's no, like, I think Mickey just said it, like, it can get kind of boring, and it compromises the overall entertainment of the game. Like, what's interesting is we just got through talking about shooting, passing, defense, rebounding, and so forth, right? A lot of that is being compromised because of the way the game is played. And I agree with Ariel, like, especially TJ, you just said, like, I think they're a lot faster pound for pound across the board now. More skilled players, like even bench players. People don't get played. Their skill set is just on another level. But when you look at the game, that's one of the reasons why for the longest people still love San Antonio. As boring as it is, you're going to see a back pick. You're going to see a, defense off the ball. You're going to see a variety of things that made the game what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
can I push against all y'all with this skill conversation?
Of course you can, because that's what you do.
But I'm for real. So we keep saying there's a more skilled
across the board.
And I don't necessarily agree, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I think they're better shooters. I think they're better ball handlers. I don't think they are more skilled. I think they have different skills. So to me, more skill would be adding to your skill set. So now the post game in the NBA is completely non-existent. So that skill set is gone. There aren't hardly any players. Whoa, what's that?
Did he freeze?
Yeah, he did.
The internet here because it happened to everybody at once. So I'm assuming they're gonna come back in a second. So I'm just gonna keep talking.
No, I can.
Hopefully that. Can y'all hear us?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, they gone.
Damn. We here.
We here, bro.
I can hear you.
They can't even hear us.
Hold on, it's probably.
We can hear you, bro.
I mean, he's gone now, so we can talk about him. Man, look at that.
Can you see it on the show?
Jeez.
In the group? Or is it going
That
black?
thing is like a medium. He needs a large at least.
Let's see.
He was making a good point too.
Yeah, no, he was. I mean, and I'll give him that for sure.
Yeah. My whole thing is, man, these kids, the ball handling, everything. These dudes can't even. I'm looking at Andre Drummond, for example, because I'm watching it right now.
Same here.
Andre Drummond has a lot of different skills, right? But you put that man and tell him to do a post move, he can't do shit.
No. Yeah. I mean, you watch kids now. You say set a high pick and then pivot inside. They're like, and you're like, what does that mean?
But how is that different from a Ben Wallace or Dennis Rodman?
Because they understood the nuances of the fundamentals of the game.
But they couldn't do a post move.
Who we missing?
I think Dennis Rodman could actually, if he.
All right.
Dennis Rodman was one of he's top five smartest players ever.
Hey, but let me get back to
smart, but smart, and he played hard, but not super skilled.
Let me get back to what I was saying though. So not only have we completely taken the post game out of basketball for the most part, you also have a bevy of players who aren't necessarily skilled at mid range. You got a ton of guys who come down and they don't know how to get to their spot in the mid range game. It's basically all layup and dunks. On the defensive side, you have very few rim protectors in the NBA anymore. You have very few big men who can actually block shots. There's only a couple of them dudes in the league now. Where back in the day, even dudes who weren't that talented offensively were rim protectors. They blocked the rim. They were physical. So now the NBA has gone. The NBA used to be a game that was played in all three facets. You had perimeter, you had mid-range, and you had post. Now you have 5 wing players who basically all do the same fucking thing. There's no diversity of skill set anymore. When you watch the NBA, you watching 5 guys all do the same shit. Well, back in the day, you had true point guards, you had shooting guards, you had slashers.
Everybody had a role.
Postman. You had big men stretch fours like Cliff Robinson and Rick Smith who can shoot that bitch. Keem can shoot. Patrick Ewing can shoot. David Robinson can shoot. They weren't going out to the 3-point line. Karl Malone was shooting 18 to 20 footers. So it wasn't like we didn't have big men who could shoot. The difference is now They just went to straight 3-point shooting, and the ball handling is exquisite. It's something we haven't seen before. But the rest of the skills, where's the improvement? I just seen them added ball handling and shooting, and then they took away some shit. So to me, that's not necessarily more skilled. You just better at ball handling and shooting.
They definitely took away the passing. The passing got
the design to get your shit off. The defense, they took away the physicality in the game. They took away the hand checking and all these things. You know how hard it is to stick a player when you can't touch him at all? Joe, so it's easier to score. So now you got 20-something dudes in the league averaging 30.
It's like watching 2K.
Right. So is their skill set really better, or are they unimpeded driving to the lane because there's no big men? The league has took away the physicality, so now you can't touch players. And they playing in straight space because everybody's shooting threes and it's designed to let them score more.
Which I think is purposely done. I don't want to get into the politics of the game, but I think that was purposely done. I think the league purposely wanted more scoring. So they put things in place to kind of have it.
I mean, you're right. People want to see scoring, but if you look at the pace of the league, it's still behind what they were doing in the 80s.
You said what?
The pace of the league right now is way up. It's still behind the pace of the league in the 80s. So while they still
scoring in the 80s was high, man. It was high. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So while they want to add scoring, obviously, right? Because
per game per team.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
130s and 140s in the 80s.
If a team scored less than 100 points right now, they would be like, man, that was like a high school girls game.
No, like what they're saying is it's in the 80s they were doing the same thing. The scores are 130, 140 on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they were.
Yeah, no, they absolutely were.
130 and
Kiki Vandeweghe and them in Denver Nuggets back in them boys. Yeah, they was putting up.
Yeah, no, you're talking about Run TMC. You're talking about Denver. You're talking about
Lever and them Denver.
Yeah. Like those teams were putting up.
So are you all saying there were certain teams or all the teams in the
across the board? The pace in the 80s is on par, if not the same as it is right now. It dipped heavy
in the 90s.
Why did it go down?
Much lower
is everybody agreeing that it went down in the 90s?
No, it went. Here's why it went down. Olajuwon, Ewing,
Miami.
You had this run of 8 or 9 years where you had legit 7-foot back to the basket centers that slowed the game down. It was all run through that, right? Like that's how the game
slowed it down. How?
Because everything was run inside out. Because no one's gonna guard Ewing at 18 feet. Now, granted, he's probably one of the better mid-range shooters, but no one's gonna legit guard him there. Right?
And
but
the other thing you got to keep in mind, and this is another argument that I hear about the old school versus the new school about Jordan didn't play against anybody. And you hear that about a lot of the back in the day. These guards, the guards weren't that good. What did I say? Oh, the guards weren't that good back in the day. And I'm like, I think people forget. If you go to every position in the league, I don't care what year you are, after about the top 5 or 6 players, most of the motherfuckers are forgettable. No matter what year you pick, no matter what position you pick, once you get past the top 5 or 6 dudes, most of them dudes are not dudes you're going to be talking about 10 years from now. So while you can't remember nobody Jordan was sticking, in 20 years, you're not going to remember all them guards Kobe went against. You're going to remember the top ones, and that's it. Kobe went against 15 bomb guards all the time. You don't remember them dudes?
Ruben Patterson.
But to piggyback on, just to go back on what we were saying, Ruben. I think it's two things that
any position, any year, any position you want, I guarantee once you get past the top 5, it's a bunch of dudes you ain't talked about in 20-some years.
In every position.
In every position. Mike ain't playing nobody. Name all the killer 2 guards Kobe played against. I'll wait. Name them. Name all the great 2 guards he had to face.
We actually did this the other day. Can y'all?
Ray Allen.
1.
AI.
2. McGrady's a small forward.
Vince.
3.
Some people may
say
he's
a small forward.
Some people say he was a 3.
Even if I give you Vince and McGrady, you damn near dead right there. That's damn near the end of the list.
No. Kobe played 20 years, man. That's another conversation with the Kobe and LeBron. Kobe played 13 years with LeBron. So them 13 years, them same 2 guards that was there is the same ones he was playing against.
That's my point, though. It don't matter what era you choose, 80s, 90s, 2000s, the 10s. Once you get past the top 4 or 5 players at every position, it's a bunch of dudes you will not remember.
So you're saying no position, no position is stacked.
So they be trying to shit on who Mike played against because we can't remember these dudes' names. We're not going to remember these dudes' names 20 years from now who Kobe played against. We only going to remember the top guys. The rest of these niggas is forgettable dudes who was averaging 12, 13 points a game, maybe 17, but they was only a scorer, didn't do shit else. We ain't going to remember these niggas. Who the fuck are we talking about Nick Young in 20 years? You know what I'm saying? We talking about these J.R. Smith. We talking about these average ass niggas. The same way we don't talk about the same way we don't talk about dudes like what was buddy from my Utah, Jeff Malone, who averaged 20 points a game, and guys like that. Them were good players. We don't talk about them though. Them was shooting guard. That was a good shooting guard. He wasn't no bum.
Michael Redd
definitely wasn't a bum. He was not a bum.
Not a bum.
But we don't never bring his name up.
Not a bum at all.
Joe, Kobe played against a million bums. LeBron played against a million bums. Joe, name me 10 real good small forwards right now. You gonna struggle like a motherfucker after you get past fucking Kawhi Leonard, who never plays, Paul George, who? Durant, Tatum, and who? Who?
Hard.
Yeah, who
a lot of these small forwards are playing power forward now. So
yeah, DeMar.
It's really positionless basketball.
It's positionless basketball. It is. And that goes back to what you were saying initially. That's what we was talking about. The league is changing and those skills being gone away. It's the positionless basketball, and that was brought about by them implementing the zone defense. When they put the zone defense in, which Jordan and them didn't have back in the day, now it goes back to being more of a skill because when you got a zone, what do you want to do? You want to shoot over the zone. So now the game changes. We go away from posting up. We go away from trying to get the ball in the paint. We playing positionless basketball, and we trying to shoot. And that's the evolution of the game. That's really what happened.
Changed the game, and the 3-point shot changed the game. And when people started talking about how it was more efficient for you to shoot a 3-pointer than a 20-footer, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's better to shoot 35% on threes than 42% on 2-pointers or something like that. They used to always say, like, because of the extra point. So even if you shoot a little worse on threes, since you're getting an extra point, it's more value in it. So that changed the game right there. Then you got a lot of guards.
What?
Combo guards. Like there's very few.
Come on, man, you gotta stop walking around so much.
Say what? Oh.
My bad.
Oh, there's very few true point guards in the NBA anymore. You got a lot of guards, they're really combo guards. Your fucking Kyrie, he's not a point guard, he's a combo guard. CJ McCollum, combo guard. Dame Lillard, combo guard. Curry kind of the point guard. He skate that line.
Chris Paul is still there.
Chris Paul's a true point guard.
He's probably one of the rare true point guards.
And then something else I'll tell you, all this guard shit, let's keep it a buck. Point guards don't win NBA titles.
They never have.
Never have. We hold
except Thomas.
All you
got Magic
and Curry.
Zeke.
No, Magic had 4 Hall of Famers. Stop it.
Magic 6'9".
What'd you say, wrong?
I said Magic had 4 Hall of Famers with him.
So
I'm
moving the goalpost.
Not the 6'9" fucking power 4 point guard. Your regular size 6'2", 6'3" point guards, they are almost never the best player on a championship team.
Well, if you say that, you can say that about Curry too, right? Wrong.
As I said, Curry and Zeke.
Yeah. I mean, there's exceptions to all. There's exceptions to every rule, right? But like on the whole, you're talking about 2 guys that Lance just named. Now I can run back 15 titles where it's not 2 guys, right?
What do you mean?
So
what?
Wait, say it again.
I'm saying Lance named the two guys who are outliers as guards that led their team to titles.
Which
Zeke and Curry.
Curry and Zeke.
So now you can run back the next 15 or 20 titles where it's not point guards that were the dominant player that won that title. Right? So
what he's saying, that point guard, if your point guard is the best player on your team, more than likely you will not win a championship.
Right.
That's a good stat.
I've been saying, but then why everybody criticize Chris Paul for not winning the championship? But
because
he was like he ain't supposed to win no championship. Not the best player.
That's a good point.
When was he the best player? Though? He was the best player, and
he had talent around him.
He was the best player on every team he'd been on until he got to Booker in Phoenix. He was the best player.
Come on, it wasn't no excuse for him not to at least go to the finals with that one team, bro. Come on,
He
man.
wasn't the best
What
player
one
With the
team?
Clippers.
The Clippers.
No, that Clippers team should have
And
gone.
Houston. And Houston.
This team should have went further.
He wasn't
Yeah, he
better
was
than
the best
James
player on
Harden
the
in
team.
Houston.
He was or he was not? He was the best player on that team.
He was.
Who were the wing players on that Clippers team?
team.
Who were the 2 and 3 on that team?
It was Blake Griffin,
They had Blake
DeAndre
Griffin,
Jordan,
yeah,
Lou Williams.
what was the center name? The one that had that nasty
DeAndre Jordan. But I said, who were the wing players? Who was going to give you consistent defense and scoring on the wings on that team?
forgettable dudes. I don't remember.
Nobody.
They had Lou Williams and they had Jamal Crawford for a minute.
Right. That ain't shit. Them the 2 6 men in the year. That ain't them not starters. Them not championship caliber twos and threes.
Wait. We can't act like them dudes not cold like that. We're not gonna do that one.
Yeah.
No, Lou Williams is not cold like that. Not a 6'1" backup combo guard. No, he's not cold like that.
Bro,
he's a 6-man type of guy.
Who?
Lou Williams.
I agree.
He averaged.
Hey, Lance. You say that. You say what you said. But think about how many guards that's that good that didn't make the finals, bro. Like it's rare. It's rare for you to be on that level that CP3 is on and not even make the final. I mean, John Stockton. Think about all the cold guards that at least make the finals, bro.
In the NBA, typically, if you are under 6'7", if you the best player of your team and you under 6'7", you're not winning the championship.
I'm not talking about, but he didn't even go. Dog, listen to me. Think of all the elite guards in every era. They all went. Gary Payton, John Stockton,
John Stockton,
Jason Kidd, just Nash. I mean, Nash probably the only other one. You know, of all the top 15 guards of all time.
Nash never went to the finals. Nash never went to the finals.
Who was on that?
I just said Nash is probably the only other one.
But listen to what I'm saying. How many point guards can you name that was the best player on their team that even went to the finals?
I just named some. I said Peyton. I said Peyton. I said Kidd.
He wasn't the best player on that team. Dirk
was the best player.
No. Kid, I'm talking about. Kid. I don't even count. You talking about when he won? I'm talking about Kid when he went and lost to with New Jersey.
You're right. I'll give you Kid.
Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin and Richard Jefferson. I'll give you Kid, Gary Payton, and AI.
Yeah,
no, AI was a 2.
AI was a 2.
No.
I don't think this is a valid argument. I mean, you can say that about any position.
This is the conversation we should have had. Hey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how people are misconceived about AI's position and Tim Duncan. For that matter, that's something we can talk about for real.
Tim Duncan has always been a power forward,
and AI the shooting guard.
They called him a power forward. But let's be real. He was always the big man. Listen. Even when David Robinson was there, he was the big man of the team, bro.
He always had a big ass 7-footer next to him. Always.
They did it by design. It was a coaching strategy.
That's what he played. I don't care what you like. That's what he played.
What do you mean? You don't care what I like? He was in the post. What are you talking about? He did the same stuff Akeem Olajuwon did.
Karl Malone played the post too, nigga.
Karl Malone shot jumpers, bro, all day long. What are you talking about?
You telling me Karl Malone?
Listen, dog. Karl Malone was not in the post like that. No, he wasn't. He ran the floor and shot jumpers and played off the pick and roll. What you call it? Dog, how is Hakeem any different than Tim Duncan, bro?
Karl Malone played on the left high block and the left low block. What are you talking about?
Answer my question. How is Hakeem any different than Tim Duncan? And not to mention, he's also 16. Hakeem literally was 16. Every NBA player would tell you that.
I understand your argument, and what you're saying is Tim Duncan should have been playing center because he was the size of the center, but he did not, because at all times they had a big lumbering ass 7-footer playing center.
He was in the post. He was the big man of the team all his career. Not only that, go look at what he's listed. He's listed center more times than he is power forward throughout his whole entire career. Go look at it.
No, Bob. Nobody.
No. It's facts.
Nobody. Okay. Well, obviously,
he hijacking this conversation with some bullshit that don't matter.
Rotation.
Hey, so the only reason I'll give y'all Duncan just because of the fact he was always called that all his career. But the reason why I got pissed.
The fuck. I don't hijack the conversation with this shit. Who gives a fuck?
Bob, nobody can.
I got pissed when y'all said that about Iverson though. I got pissed because
you started this shit because of Iverson.
Yeah, because this nigga was a point guard all his life. And then all of a sudden, one year, Eric Snow comes on the team. He wants to move him because of the way that the team runs, call him a shooting guard. And now everybody want to grade him as a shooting guard for the rest of his career. And when that was like a 3 or 4 year span with Larry Brown's system, and now he a 6 foot 2 guard now. I mean, come on, man. He averaged the same amount of assists as most of them other guards or whatever that was considered was. He's always 7 assists in that range, always. You know what I'm saying? Why he gotta be a 2 guard because he shoot a lot? Or because
that motherfucker didn't like to pass. That's why he's a 2 guard. He didn't turn the ball over a lot. So they tried to get him off the ball.
It was a lot of scoring guards, though.
More than anybody in the NBA. The nigga averaged 31 points a game on 42% from the field. He had one of the highest field goal attempts every fucking season.
So did Westbrook. So did Westbrook. So did Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson averaged 30-something points a game. Man, come on, man. I'm not trying to hear that. It was a lot of scoring guards for the point guard position.
You got it, Bob. Let's move on. You got it, Bob.
Hey, for the record, nobody considers Tim Duncan a center.
That's only because y'all let them deceive you. If you're gonna look at his positions it's written center on his positions. Go look at it.
Let's continue.
I see Bob's argument. When you look at his game and you look at the way he played, when you look at the way he shot, his game was very similar to Patrick Ewing's or Akeem Olajuwon.
He was the big man even with David
So I see his argument, but he's still not considered a center. He's considered a power forward.
Everybody understands what Bob is saying. Everyone gets exactly what you're saying. We're not disputing that, but the point is, if every time you go into the fucking game, if every lineup, they have a dude at center who's 7 foot playing next to you, then you are the fucking power forward, whether you like it or not, Bob. And if every time you go into the game,
I'm about to hang up, man.
Eric his whole fucking career. Eric's playing up play number point his whole goddamn career. He's starting next to Iverson every fucking game. He's the point guard. It don't matter what you like, nigga.
Go ahead, go to the next. What's the next subject, bro?
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Damn, what about be hijacking the conversation with his bullshit? Fuck that shit. Anyway, top 10 all time.
We gonna go across the board?
Wait, hold on.
I'm ready. I'm ready for that one.
Let's do a criteria so everybody understand the criteria. We're gonna do it simple. If let's all agree that we're gonna talk about players at their best. Unless you want to do whole career, because to me that changed the conversation.
10, I think it's going. That's a lot.
Well, what do you want to do? You want players at their best? Or
no, just your top 10 of all time. Go across the board. Your top 10 players of all time in order.
Not your
go across the board.
My favorite is who you think is the greatest of all time, not your favorite.
No, not favorite. Who is the greatest top 10 of all time in order? Period.
In order.
Yeah. In order.
Hey, y'all, hey, Rome, you know yours top 10, your top 10 in order?
I got mine.
Oh, y'all
no mine, I kind of off top. I mean,
I did my homework.
TJ, you know yours?
Yeah.
Oh shit, well, I'm just right.
I don't fucking have my shit either. Liam, don't feel bad. I don't know him in order.
Hey, you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
At least your top 7.
Hey, this is like when you go to the restaurant and the people trying to figure out who gonna order. I don't know what I want.
We all look at the menu on the way.
I clearly did look at the menu.
So since Rome got his already down, go ahead. Go ahead and read yours, Rome.
Order. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna count it down backwards. So I got 10. I got Duncan. 9. I got Shaq. 8. I got Bill Russell. 7 and 6 were tough because it's just a matter of preference. But I went 7 with Larry Bird. And 6, I went Kobe. 5 is Kareem. 4 Magic. 3 Wilt. 2 LeBron. 1 MJ.
You got an old school list there.
That's tight. That's solid. I like that.
Good list.
Fuck.
I mean, your order. I'm gonna talk about your order a little bit, but that's a solid list.
I think the list is solid, but I definitely disagree with the order. But our list is going to be pretty similar.
It's a good argument.
Our list going to be pretty similar.
How do you have Kareem behind Wilt? That's the thing that's confusing.
Yeah, I want to know that too.
How do I have Kareem behind Wilt?
Why is Wilt in front of Kareem? Yes.
For me, it's a matter. Whereas Lance was like, are you looking at whole career? Are you looking at like at their best? It was a mix of both for me. I think at his best, Wilt is a better overall player than what
Hell no.
Kareem brought.
Not better than Kareem.
I mean, hey, listen, like it's a
It ain't
preference,
that
right?
far
Like,
off. I mean,
like I think at his best, what Wilt brought to the game from both ends and an overall athletic standpoint is better than what Kareem brings.
Rome, even head to head, Kareem was whooping his ass, bro.
Listen, I get it.
When he played against Kareem, no. Kareem
What?
didn't catch Wilt as no young player.
Huh?
Kareem didn't catch Wilt as a young player.
Yeah,
He didn't do what?
Yes, he did.
Are you
What are you
sure?
talking about?
I thought Wilt was in the league like fucking 8 to 10 years before Kareem.
No, they played against each other a lot. Kareem used to take that personally because they got tired. He got tired, dog.
Against Bill Russell.
No, bro, he was whooping Wilt's ass, bro, for years. A good 10 years, bro. Go look at it. They talk about that all on Kareem's documentary, bro.
No, they play a lot against each other, but like I said, like it's a personal preference.
Oh, wait a minute, dog. No, see, I know what I'll be talking about.
Because here's the thing, like if
rookie-
you look at my list, like to put Magic above Kareem, I
on.
can make the same argument.
But hold on real quick. Kareem rookie year was 69-70.
Okay.
Wilt retired in 73, nigga.
33. Okay.
What you talking about? He caught an old Wilt.
I'm not saying he wasn't old, fam. I'm just saying he still. First of all, you love calling people old, bro. You call San Antonio old when they were in the finals. You gotta say. Stop calling people old. Is LeBron old? Is LeBron old right now? Is LeBron old because it's his 20th year?
Bob, you in the beginning you did say that they played against each other a lot.
You said
You know what? You always taking his side too.
it's recorded. Said that. It's recorded. We heard you.
Time out. So answer my question. Is LeBron old?
No. But you just said that they played against each other a lot.
Yes, they played against each other at the end of Wilt's career. The last 3 years of his career. That's it.
It wasn't. It was like 5 years. The last 5 years. It was something like that.
No, I just told you Kareem Wilt last year was 73, nigga.
You got to count the 69 year. You got to count that. 69, 70s 1, 70, 71 is 2.
Last 4 years.
Huh?
It was 3 years.
Okay, I said 4 or 5 years. All right.
It was 3. It was 3 years.
It wasn't 3 years.
Well, because Wilt didn't play. He played one game the last year.
It was 4 years. It was 4 years.
Why you want to pitch pennies with me, bro? Like I said, just because Wilt was still playing heavy minutes and still playing, he wasn't this old player that Lance always want to paint that picture of old players or whatever.
Okay, let's
that's why he won't answer is LeBron old or not.
Hold on.
They played against each other 27 times. They played each other 27 times.
Thank you. That's enough. That's enough for me to see.
Kareem's rookie year will average 27. Okay.
Did you hear what he just said? They played 27 times against each other. 27.
Where are you looking? Okay, I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah.
Wilt played against Kareem 17 games. Wilt averaged 18 points, 17 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Ooh, that's
Wilt
so
played
old.
against Kareem 27 times,
That's
17
so
in the
old.
regular season, and 11 games in the playoffs.
Thank you. Count the playoff games.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let Ron finish. Ron, what was you saying?
He averaged 18, 18, and 4. That's not really killing him.
That's not old though. That's definitely not old.
But that's not
Hear me
saying
out
Wilt
for a
was
second.
getting
Hear
killed
me out
though.
for a second. Just listen.
Kareem's record.
Listen. Kareem's rookie year will average 27 and 13. The next 3 years, that's why I say he was old.
What's up, Chris?
It was 21 and 8, 15 and 7.
Chris from Tibet.
Listen, 13 and 6. These are the years that he was playing Wilt. 20 and 8, 15 and 6, 13 and 6. Those were Wilt Chamberlain's numbers those last 3 years.
Okay, Lance. Is Wilt over Kareem to you?
I said Kareem caught Wilt at the end of his career. He did not get a young Wilt. So don't tell me about a young ass Kareem busting an old Wilt ass. The nigga wasn't even averaging a double-double no more. He's one of the all-time leading rebounders and all-time leading scorers. He wasn't even averaging a double-double. That's an old Wilt, nigga. Regardless of how old you're talking about chronologically, at that age, Wilt was old. Nigga, he was fucking 35, averaging 15 and 6. And you finna tell me Kareem caught a prime Wilt?
Okay, so no, I didn't say he caught a prime Wilt. I was just using head to head, not if we go by anything else, if we go by accolades, if we go by MVPs, if we go by anything, we definitely don't want to start talking about titles and team aspects. But if we go by anything else, it's not even close. I'm trying to give Wilt a fighting chance. To be honest with you,
Wilt was a more dominant player, man.
Hold on.
Who was a better player? Who was a better player between Kareem and Wilt?
Hey, let's
Wilt was a more dominant player.
But when you call Wilt a dominant player, you got to understand that Wilt played in the league with 10 teams and no other legitimate 7-footers. He didn't play against the gauntlet that Kareem played against.
Everybody,
let me finish my point.
Hold on, Chris. Let me introduce you first because you just got here. Let me introduce my man, Chris. What's happening with you, baby? How you feel?
What up, man? It's 5 a.m. here. I just got up, so
I appreciate you
all
coming.
good. All good. Appreciate it, man.
So let me
y'all in a heated discussion. I see already.
We in the middle of our top. We going across the board doing our top 10s, but in the middle, but we questioning wrong because he had Wilt over in the top 5 over Kareem.
Yeah.
Bob, real quick.
Kareem had the better career.
Let me give you one number.
Wilt was the better, more impactful player.
Let me give you one number. Wilt was 14-13 against Kareem, career-wise. 14-13. So we're arguing over one game. One game.
I wasn't talking about the team. I don't use the team, bro. I don't use team as
Hold on. TJ got a point. What was your point, TJ?
I was going to point out Wilt's shortcomings in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was about to say next too. Thank you. Go ahead.
But listen, that was Rome's list. That's his list. Chris, just so you know, we're doing our top 10 right now. Top 10 all time in order. So
all time. Top 10 is a lot. We didn't do it right now. Before we get to you. Do top 10 all time in order.
Anything 5 and anything after 5.
Just do it. You a sports guy. Just do it.
You can go last. You already know your top 5. Just put 5 more on there. You can go last. Because Lim will go for you because he ain't
you gotta watch your mouth, nigga. You gotta watch your mouth, nigga.
I saw your muscles, dog. I don't want no smoke. I saw your muscles.
Hey, TJ, go ahead and let's see your top 10, TJ.
All right. I'm gonna go. Number 10, I got Bill Russell. Number 9, Isaiah Thomas.
What?
Number 8, Number 7, Shaq. I got Kobe next, Bird, Kareem, Magic, LeBron.
Bird. Here we go.
So can we question? Can we question him now?
Hold on, Joe. Hold on. Everybody get the list off so we can hear it. Y'all was talking. I couldn't hear his list. Go through it real quick for me one more time, TJ, so I can hear it.
All right, I got number 1, Mike. 2, LeBron. 3, Magic. 4, Kareem. 5, Bird. 6, Kobe. 7, Shaq. 8, Wilt. 9, Isaiah Thomas. 10, Bill Russell.
Me and TJ list similar to the motherfucker.
Man, please explain Isaiah Thomas. Please explain that.
What do I need to explain?
How is he top 10?
How is he even close to top 10?
Isaiah Thomas.
You tripping? You saying?
Yes. No, I ain't tripping nothing.
So Isaiah Thomas played in the twilight of basketball, and he beat the greatest teams ever assembled.
What?
The Lakers, the Celtics, and the Bulls.
He beat them?
All of them.
Nigga, he got back-to-back chips in the era of Bird and Magic. How you not?
Bro, are you serious? Y'all can't be serious, dog. I can name people that's not even close to the top 10. That's over. Is Isaiah's over Dirk, for God's sakes? Is Isaiah? Look,
yes, he's over Dirk. You're tripping. He's over Dirk.
Is Isaiah over Karl Malone?
Yes.
What do you mean?
He's over Karl Malone.
Man, I'm about to hang up. Seriously, bro.
Bye.
He's over Moses Malone? He's over Moses Malone?
Yes, he's over Moses Malone.
How?
Isaiah's over Moses Malone.
Is he over Curry?
No, he's not over Steph.
Ooh, that's tough.
He's not over Steph.
Is he over Oscar Robertson?
No, Curry might be number 2 and Zeke like number 3. But
he's over Oscar Robertson.
I personally might have Zeke. I think Zeke got a hell of an argument to be over Curry.
He's over the big old.
How is Zeke over Curry? I want to hear this shit.
Oscar
He got
Robertson
an argument to be over Curry.
Because he has a listen.
He's over the big old. He's over Hakeem. Is he over Hakeem Olajuwon?
Hold on.
Y'all bugging, bro.
Chris.
Isaiah has a winning record against Mike. He's the only player. So I can see.
That's why that stat is stupid.
That's because he retired when Mike hit his prime.
Hey,
Listen,
Isaiah,
I can see why he's up there.
Isaiah has championships
He's
against
up there, man.
y'all top 5. That's why.
That's a good point.
Isaiah has won and got championships
Magic
against
Bird.
everybody.
Why do y'all keep doing this? Why do y'all keep bringing in his team aspects and give him all the credit?
Because it's a team game.
No,
That
that don't hold no weight like that, bro.
Hey, what you say?
That don't hold weight when we talk about individual players.
Bob, you gotta pause sometime, man. Other people try to chime in.
I've been quiet. I've been quiet a lot though.
You're never quiet. Besides this dude, you the second most talkative motherfucker I know. What'd you say today?
No, I said Isaiah gets the credit because he was the best player on the team.
TJ, I'm disappointed in you, bro. Real talk.
Listen, I'm not mad at. I don't necessarily agree, but I ain't mad at you. It ain't crazy to me at all. I don't agree, but it damn sure ain't crazy to put Zeke in the top 10. He was goddamn. He was a small point guard who won back-to-back.
Hey Zilla, tomorrow morning, I want you to post. Who would you take? Who's the better player between Zeke and Dirk?
I'm gonna do a bunch. I do a bunch of them. I do Zeke and a bunch of people.
Let Reese go. Maurice, your turn.
This is tough for me. I mean, top 10 is so subjective. I'm like, I gotta agree with Chris. That's a lot. So I'm gonna run it down. So, number 10 would definitely be Shaq for me. Number 9, I would go Wilt. 8, Kareem. 7, Bird. Definitely Bird in that 7th spot. Disrespect. Number 6, I'm gonna go Magic.
Magic 6.
It's just tough. I mean, it's hard to put them in order because some of them are my favorites. Like Magic is probably number 3. I'll say number 6. I'll put Olajuwon. Michael 1.
Now you confusing us, man. Say the shit in order.
This nigga said 6, 1. Well, it's tough for me because I like different guys for different reasons. It's easier to do my top 5. Let me just do my top 5 because 10 is too much for me. I didn't do the homework. So I'm gonna go Magic, Bird, KD.
This is
LeBron, Jordan.
Did this nigga put Kevin fucking Durant in his top?
Hey, you know, Lance gonna have an aneurysm, boy. I know he is. He can't stand Kevin Durant, boy. I know.
Fucking Durant in his top 5.
Hey, man,
He is in my top 5. Oh, when it's all said and done, KD gonna definitely be up there, bro.
Yeah,
he is. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because Kevin Durant. It goes back to the same thing that we were saying earlier about LeBron. His skill-wise and offensive scoring has never been anything like him. And he's gotten better. I'm telling you, bro, it's never been a 7-footer who could move like that, who could shoot like that. Never. Dirk could shoot like that, but he couldn't move like that.
Is this your favorite list or your all-time list?
It is my all-time list. I guarantee you find me 3 more players in the league that are better than Kevin Durant skill wise.
You can only do that you can even do that all the time, skill wise. It's not many players.
It's not many players better than Kevin Durant skill wise. It's not.
Yeah, you can't argue that, man.
Yeah. Not at his height, not at his size and skill. It's not many guys. We never seen a Kevin Durant ever. Yeah,
that's not what we talking about.
Fine.
That's not
Kevin
what we
Durant
talking
ain't
about.
never led his team no motherfucking well.
Right, and he went on a team with another superstar to win the championship.
He took Oklahoma to the championship in the finals when he was young. I give him that, and they lost. And then after that, he didn't have, other than joining an already dominant winning team. He ain't did shit.
I love y'all love to try to discredit.
How did he perform when he joined that team? How did he perform when he joined?
He was the Finals MVP twice.
You can't hold that against a player for performing well.
He's the man on that team.
That's not a good point.
Right, he was the man.
That's where Chris was going with it.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not a good point.
Welcome back, TJ.
Because before he got on Golden State, he was already the second best player in the fucking league. The only team he could go to and not be the man was Cleveland, nigga. He was the second best player in the league when he got there. So, of course, he was the best player on the team.
So he get credit for that then?
No, he don't. He went to a team that was already winning. They had already won a championship without him. They just lost in Game 7 of the championship the year before him. They set the record for wins. They were a dominant, established winning.
We know that.
Not
Bro, besides Michael, besides Michael and LeBron, name me a player more skilled than Kevin Durant.
Listen, the core of that team was winning and dominant.
No.
Without him.
No.
That's not his team.
So what does that mean as far as his status as far as a top 10 player? Are you trying to argue that Kevin Durant doesn't have an argument to be in the top 10?
No.
And you just said Isaiah Thomas, for God's sake?
Isaiah Thomas was the best player as a point.
So you're saying that Isaiah Thomas was better than Kevin Durant?
Thank you. And Isaiah Thomas better than Kevin Durant?
It was yes.
Oh my
I'm gonna hang up, nigga. Goddamn. Are you serious?
I'm out of here. No, I'm out of here. I'm out of here, bro.
All right.
What the thing is?
Isaiah Thomas beat Bird, Mike, and Magic.
That nigga left.
Respect what Zeke did.
Nah, I do.
He's not better than Kevin Durant.
Go ahead, bro. What you got to say?
Think about it. Zeke
Ron, what's up?
Scoring big man with him. He won with him and Joe fucking Dumars. Two little dudes.
So let's talk about who Zeke had.
Y'all
Hold
crazy.
on. Let's talk about who Zeke had. He had. Go ahead, Ron.
Lance, are you drinking?
Yes.
A lot?
No.
Are you sure?
No. Kevin, listen, I am going to take a point guard who beat Mike, Magic, and Bird, his second best player, Joe Dumars, who is not a superstar in anybody's book. He didn't score on that team either. He went against
It was Zeke, Mark McGuire,
and Joe Dumars.
How
tall is Mark McGuire?
Bill Lambier.
How tall is Mark McGuire?
I can't remember who was the fourth.
6'3", 6'4".
James Edwards.
How tall is Mark McGuire? How tall?
Doesn't matter, man. He's not.
Mark McGuire was a dog. Are you discounting Mark McGuire now?
That's the word. Hey,
Mark McGuire was like a top 5 scorer in the league in Dallas.
You a hater, bro. You are a hater.
McGuire.
You are a hater. This dude
He
got
was a
no
dog.
MVP.
He was 6'5", but he was a dog.
How tall is Mark McGuire?
Maybe
He's about 6'4".
Why do it matter, man?
He was a dog. It don't matter how tall he was. How tall was Allen Iverson?
So Zeke, a 6'9" Larry Bird, Parrish, and McHale. He was beating 6'9" Magic with Worthy and Kareem.
This ain't one-on-one basketball. This is not one-on-one basketball, bro.
Little niggas.
He had better teams.
Hold on. Let him finish.
Crazy
Let him go ahead. What you say?
The Pistons was cold as hell. No, you crazy as hell. Saying he better than Durant. He a 4-time scoring champ, an MVP, and he don't got none of that shit. And he better.
And what did he do with all that shit?
Stay with individuals. Stay with individuals. Don't go to no. He beat Michael Jordan. Stay with individual, bro. How is he better than Kevin Durant in any capacity?
He don't lead.
You want to go down the line? He a better passer only.
He don't lead his team anywhere. A team
Bob
Durant hasn't accomplished a goddamn.
That's all you keep talking about is team accomplishment, bro. I just told you individual 4 scoring titles, MVP, scoring 35 points a game as the finals MVP.
The NBA, unlike any other sport, the NBA has 2 distinct differences. One, it's the only sport where you play your contemporary one.
Dog, you are the only person on the planet that would choose Isaiah Thomas over KD, bro.
I'll tell you why it matters.
He actually wasn't.
Sports. First baseman don't get to play against first baseman. The top corner on the football team don't get to play against the top corner. Quarterbacks don't get to play against each other.
You don't like them. You don't like them, though. You don't like them.
I have a point, though. Basketball is the only sport where everybody gets to match up against their contemporary one-on-one, and everybody has to play both sides of the floor. It is also the sport that has the smallest lineup. Only 5 men. Therefore, 1 man. This is the only sport in which 1 man can change the fortunes of a team. You can't do that in baseball. Okay. Let me fit, because you can take the best player on a baseball team and it won't even guarantee they get to the fucking playoffs. Have you seen the fucking Angels with Mike Trout? They don't do shit.
Okay. Now what? Okay.
You can take the best player on a football team and put him on another team. It don't guarantee shit. You take the best player in the NBA and put him on damn near any team, and you are a bare minimum guaranteed a playoff berth.
What is your point?
On any team in the league, they are going. You put LeBron, dog. When you that good.
Well, you can't say that because the Lakers may not make it.
Hold on. But LeBron fucking 40 years old, dog. He's the best player in the league.
He averaging 30 a game. What are you talking about? No way. If he old.
Okay, the all-time greats are held responsible for titles. Every nigga that is considered, even considered for the top 10, has led their team to a championship. Every single one of them. You are not about to change the rules for Kevin fucking Durant. Even LeBron had to go to Cleveland to get his own team. Because even though he was the best player in Miami, that was Wade's fucking city. And he even knew that he would never get the credit he wanted. It's the reason Kobe wanted to leave Shaq. Because even he knew you got to win one on your fucking own.
Man, ain't nothing you saying got nothing to do with why Isaiah is better than KD.
Hold on.
Ain't nothing you saying.
Hold on. What'd you say, Chris?
Yeah, I was just saying, you can just say you fuck with Isaiah more than KD, but this soliloquy that you're talking right now about why Isaiah is better than KD is just not valid.
Thank you. You can just say you fuck with him. Yeah, okay. I agree with your point. He's not better. He's not a better prospect than KD. If they were both in the draft right now, KD will go before Isaiah. Hey, way before.
Yes, Kevin Durant is clearly more talented. I can't argue that at all. But my problem with Kevin Durant is not the type of dude that you want at the head of your franchise, because he's not a fucking leader.
That's not the question.
And he crumbles when it matters.
That wasn't the question of we didn't say he got more heart. We didn't say he got more heart.
Give me a 20 or 10 point guard who gonna lead his team versus the nigga who's 30 who don't want to be in the forefront.
What you say?
Or you just described Westbrook then.
Exactly.
I agree with everything Lance said.
Westbrook don't lead his team. Give me that 20 and 10
dude. He does. Clearly you do, TJ. You got Isaiah in your top 10.
The top 10 is not based off talent.
Offensively, but he ain't no leader of men. And you put him in front of a team.
I don't care. So what?
We talking about skill. We talking about top 10 players.
Right,
and I'm telling you that I asked you again, Lance. You never answered the. Hold on. He never answered the original question, Bob. Hold on. He never answered the original question. Name me two players, a player besides LeBron and Michael, who are more skilled than Kevin Durant.
You can't do it.
Probably can't.
Kobe Bryant is the most skilled player ever.
No, he wasn't.
Kobe is more
skilled.
I'm fine. Give him Kobe. Fine, give him Kobe then. That's still that.
I'm not giving him Kobe because he wasn't more skilled.
He was.
He at what? What was he more? What was he better than KD at?
Let me clarify. I'm not saying
he's a light years better defender than KD.
I would never make an argument.
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
It's KD. Okay. Obviously, I know KD is a more skilled player than Isaiah.
Hey, he hates Kobe though.
I fucking don't understand the Kobe love. I don't. He was inefficient. He was an asshole, a bad teammate. I just don't get it. Like in the prime of their winning years, all his teammates was like, Kobe's a fucking dick, and people just love him. I don't understand. Like he gets credit for being a dick. I just don't understand.
Mike wasn't.
Let's finish the top 10.
Come back to that.
Yeah, we come back to that.
Hey, I like how we doing it too. How you name your top 10, and then if somebody got a problem with it, they call you out on it. I like how we doing it.
All right, well, y'all gonna have a problem with my top 10.
Let's do this for the sake of time and organization. Let everybody get to their top 10, then we can debate that shit with motherfuckers done.
Hey, yeah.
So Rome and TJ gave his, and who
I gave mine.
Reese gave his.
I got mine. Yeah.
So just read through it. Then I'll go next, and then
I'm going from 10. I'm going from 10 up. Zeke, Shaq, Russell, Wilt, Kareem, Bird, Magic, LeBron, Kobe, Mike.
All right, I'm gonna read mine from 1 down. I don't know why y'all doing 10 up. That's weird.
I said 10.
So we're just gonna skip over Kobe.
This nigga said Zeke over Kobe. Are you serious?
Who put Zeke over Kobe? You put Zeke over Kobe?
No.
Who put Zeke over Kobe?
I didn't put Zeke over Kobe.
He went backwards, Bob.
Do your 10 again from
He started at 10.
Backwards. You want to go my top?
Yeah, go from one down.
Okay,
One
so
down.
my
Yeah,
top.
what the hell y'all doing? Let's start from 20, 19, 18. What the hell?
Yeah.
They doing ESPN.
Nah,
It's building up the excitement.
This PMU. Fuck out of here, guys.
All right, so my top 10 from the top: Mike, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Kareem, Wilt, Russell, Shaq, Zeke.
Okay, so you got Zeke in your top 10 too. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so mine is
P10.
Mine is Mike, Bron, Magic, Kareem, Bird, Kobe, Shaq, Duncan, Hakeem, Wilt. What's yours, Bob?
I got the same 10 that you got, but different order. I got MJ. I got LeBron second. I got Kareem third. I got Magic fourth. I got Kobe fifth. I got Bird sixth. I got Shaq seven. I got Duncan eight. I got Wilt ninth, and I got Hakeem 10th.
Yeah, I should very similar. What's yours,
Chris? It's the same. We actually could do a top 10 because we all got the same players except like one player, which is Isaiah Thomas, for God's sakes. But we all got the same players except like him.
Go, Chris.
Russell's not in everybody's either.
Go, Chris.
Bob, that list sucks.
I'm telling you right now.
Because listen, man, Bird ain't better than KD.
But
we'll talk about that later.
Here we go.
We'll talk about that shit later. Bird ain't better than KD on no level.
I'm not doing KD yet. I'm not doing KD yet. But KD will be up in there. But I agree with you. I actually agree with you. I agree with you.
All right, I'll go.
He'll be over Bird when it's all said and done. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, Zilla, let him finish, man. Let's go. Shit.
LBJ number one, LeBron number one. I got Mike number two, Kobe number three, Kareem four, Shaq fifth. I got Steph sixth, Magic seventh, Giannis eighth, KD ninth, and Duncan 10th.
What the fuck? Is Bird on your list? What the fuck is
No. This nigga got Giannis. This nigga said Giannis.
Bird ain't on my list, man.
Somebody averaged 24, 10, and 6. Wow. 24.
No. Listen.
Bird couldn't make a team today, man.
Listen.
How can Bird not make a team today?
But Cal Korver can. Though, huh?
But Bird can't
make that make sense. Cal Korver and Dellavedova could make a team, but Bird
Do you know
can't.
there's really no difference between Bird and Luka? Bird and Luka are the same person.
Who are you born?
Come on, man.
They are. Bird and Luka are the same thing.
No, Chris, real talk. Can you make that make sense? Matthew Dellavedova.
I'll make it make sense when y'all stop. I can only do one at a time. So when y'all
one question. I just got one question. How could players like Matthew Dellavedova be in this league in today's time, but Larry freaking Bird can't? Please explain that to me.
Hey,
Did
Chris,
Matthew Dellavedova make any impact in the league? What did he do?
You said he can't make the league. You didn't say impact.
You said he wouldn't make the
career, bro. What was his? That's hyperbole, man. Okay, Bird probably could make a team.
That's not
hyperbole. You're happy.
You said probably.
Me saying he couldn't make a team is hyperbole, man. He probably.
That's not hyperbole. That's bullshit. That's what that is.
Exactly,
that's not hyperbole. That's pure unadulterated bullshit.
Y'all is so emotional about these players, Mike, Bird, and bro, he wasn't good enough, man. He didn't have the footwork. He couldn't finish.
What the fuck are you talking about? He averaged 10 rebounds.
Why is he the only player in the history of the league to average 20, 10, and 5?
Why he's the only player to probably average about 20 head fakes a game? He pump faking the shit out of motherfuckers.
It works.
About defense.
It works.
Go look at his all-time best plays, dog. He's pump faking the whole team. That's not fucking skill. I'm sorry.
Wait. Hold on.
That's just me.
If you're basing it on skill,
Hold on.
I'm basing mine off skill, man.
Wait a minute.
And Larry Bird wasn't skilled. He couldn't run or jump. He couldn't run or jump. So what was he?
Hold up. Everybody, hold up. You can't all attack the man at the same time. You knew
I'm used to it.
I didn't know it was gonna be that wild.
You know it's cold in Helsinki.
Nah, it's not wild, man.
You living that is fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. He's sleepy. But hold on, Chris. One at a time. Wait a minute. So you're saying, just for the sake of argument, so everyone fucking understands, Chris's argument is that Bird is not good enough to be in what level player? Elite, all-star. Like, what would he be in the NBA today, in your opinion?
I say right now, how the landscape of the NBA is, which is all mixtapes. Kids got mixtapes that don't even deserve them. So I think it's a lot of hype around skill right now. And I think right now, he may not have the flair to get noticed to actually be in the NBA. That's my opinion.
Role player.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I just don't think a slow dude from Indiana State would get much notoriety right now today, no matter how good he is.
Do you know that Luka is slow and he can't jump?
Bro,
you know what?
There's no difference between them.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference. Man.
What's the big difference?
Big difference between Luka and Bird.
What is it? What is it?
Well, for one, Luka didn't shoot 20% from three for 5 years straight. That's one. Look it up.
Wait, what
Bird wasn't this great shooter that you guys claim he was. He was a good shooter, man. But he shot 20% for 6 or 7 years. And this is fact. Y'all can laugh all you want, but this is what happens when you throw facts into conversations. Y'all can't handle it. He wasn't that good of a shooter, man.
No, let me say
This nigga said Larry Bird can't shoot.
Wait. Hold on, Bird.
What did I say?
Wait a minute.
I said he shot 20% for 5 years.
No, that is a semi-correct stat. It was 4 years. He shot 27, 21, 29, and 25. But
that was his points?
No, that was his fucking 3-point.
Correct.
For 4 years.
3-point percentage.
That was probably the best thing you said. You said your whole syllabus.
That was the first 4 out of his 5 years of career.
He didn't even shoot over 1 a game.
He shot right. He barely even shot.
Wait, okay. So if you're a great shooter and you don't shoot that much, then you should be a higher percentage.
It's a different game, bro.
Hold on. Hey, man, we got to pause sometime, man. Wait, hold on. God damn it. The flow of this conversation, it got kind of reckless. I know we getting emotional. This is a good topic, but we got to pause sometime. We got to pause sometime and just yield to the other person. I mean, my man Rome has been holding his hand for the longest. So we got to pause in some of these statements, man.
And we're going to get to him. I just wanted to clarify stats, and I'm going to let Rome go. Yeah. So what Chris said was that Bird averaged 20% for 5 seasons. What it was actually 4 seasons. So statistically or factually, he's correct.
It wasn't 20. It wasn't 20%.
Bob, damn. Listen, it was 20-something%. It was under 30%. So he's correct. But he gave you a state. He did what Skip Bayless doing. He gave you a stat with no context.
Exactly.
In those years.
What's the context?
The 4 years you're talking about, Bird's 3-point attempts per game were 0.9, 0.7.
That's not helping the argument, brother.
Wait, dog. Wait.
Okay.
0.9, 0.7, 1, and 0.9. Now, when he took his field goal percentage, took his attempts up, he shot 40%, and career, he's 38. So while you're correct, you tried to make him look terrible. I hear you. Ron, go ahead and go.
Just 2 things. One, you talked about Larry Bird's skill or lack thereof. That man played an entire game and told you what he was going to do and won a game left-handed. We're going to talk about skill.
And he's right-handed.
He literally was going to walk you down the court and say, I'm taking you to 18 feet. I'm going to put this off the glass over my left shoulder. And there was nothing you could do about it. There's a level of fundamental skill. Let me finish. Let me finish. There's a level of fundamental skill attached to that you're not giving credit to. Secondly, if we're going to talk about shooting, the way the game is played right now, let's even take it back to the 90s. The 3-point line didn't come in until 79. Literally, no teams cared about it until the mid-80s. The second it hit the mid-80s, his numbers went to 43%, 43%, 40%, 40%. All would have been top 4 percentage in the league consecutive.
40%.
40%.
Yeah.
That's about average today. A little bit above average.
No,
it's not.
That's not average. Average today is
it's a little 40% is a little bit above average.
So
a little bit.
So you're discounting a player. So what you're doing is you're discounting a player who was giving a novelty shot that made it a weapon that is now in the NBA. There were no plays drawn up for guys to shoot threes the way that it is now. Entire sets are built around putting up a 3-point shot in the first 7 seconds of a shot clock. Yeah, whereas it was a novelty shot back then.
Listen, I'm not discounting a player. Larry Bird is a great player. It's just me personally. Nothing about his game impressed me. I'm not looking at Larry Bird's highlights and saying, damn, that was a good pump fake. I'm just not, man. It just is what it is. Listen, I'm not saying he pump faked 3 people and that's like, damn, dude, did you see a pump fake? No, let's just say it was boring, man. Tim Duncan is boring. It's boring. Okay. I'm sorry.
So you're talking about so Chris, what you're talking about is a style of play versus the game. You're talking about a style of play that you prefer versus how the game is played and who's the best. It's interesting because we started off.
Style, style.
That's cool, and that's cool. So we just need to note that. You're talking. Your list is based off who you favor, and that's what we weren't doing. That we were talking about the top players. Who your favorite player is.
Yeah, but there's some bias. There's some complicit bias with who you put in your top 10 based off of what you value more.
Hey, look what Mickey. Hey, look what Mickey just said. Look what Mickey just said.
Hold on. So here's the other thing. I think it's interesting that we started off the conversation talking about LeBron and him being an all around well player. All around.
He's number 1 on my group.
Right. But here's what's interesting. Without the high level of like jumping ability and skill, dude, do you realize Magic did all that? He was a great rebounder. He was a good post player. He was a good 15-foot shooter. He was a good 3-point shooter, which we just established. He was a good defender.
When was Magic a good 3-point shooter?
Oh, he wasn't a good 3-point shooter.
No, he was never a good 3-point shooter.
Not Magic, no.
Who I said? No. Magic?
You said Magic.
I'm sorry, not Magic. I'm talking about Bird.
Okay.
I'm talking about Bird. My apologies. Bird overall game, he had every aspect. He was good at every aspect of the game. Passing, rebounding, defending, everything. Now, was he dunking on motherfuckers like that? No. Now, he do have some highlights.
He will dunk on your
He
man.
have dunk. I mean, you got to realize, Bird was 6'9", 6'10".
Bird got dunked on more than I've seen any player in NBA history besides Alonzo Mourning.
Hold on, hear me out. If you respect Luka's game, you're talking about a well-rounded, a well-polished, more polished player.
Hey, man, this dude is cracking me up, man. For real, man. This dude is hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can go on all night about this because he's nuts.
Yeah, this nigga boring, man. I'm sorry, he's boring.
The best pump fake.
Hold on.
He does, man. He pump fake the shit out of you, man.
It worked.
Listen, like motherfuckers like Dirk and Luke, and Bird got better numbers. And Bird got better numbers than Dirk. Like, anyway. Chris be on some wild shit. We already knew this was gonna come in. The Kobe conversation.
I'll be factual, man. I'll be killing y'all.
Maurice was like he didn't understand the whole issue behind Kobe. And right after you said that, you named a couple of things that has nothing to fucking do with really basketball. You talking about his personality and shit like that.
He said boring. Like, who cares?
No, he's talking about me and Kobe and talking about like the way he gelled with the team. But it meant something. Like, okay. Here, I have several issues. Kobe, let's just keep it on the court, right? The selfishness, the way he demeaned other players. Kobe didn't make people around him better. Great players make people around him better. He didn't.
Kobe had standards, man, and if you didn't meet those standards, if he didn't see you,
everybody has standards. Magic has standards. Your standards don't have anything to do with how you affect people around you on the court. Great players. I'm not even like a hooper, but I've played with dudes that are so good that all I got to do is run under the basket and hit a fucking layup because they're so good. The attention they draw, the way they play makes everybody around them better. Great players make people around them better. Kobe didn't do that.
Okay.
For the first half of Kobe's career, Kobe was a selfish player. The whole team had a hard time adjusting to him. Great players had to go. He never. The peak of his career, the prime of his career, when he had Powell and he had Andrew Bynum or whatever, he was the dominant guy on that team. He couldn't play with an equal player because he was an asshole, and that matters. Being a good teammate matters. It matters.
So let me ask you, but I'm not going to argue because what are you saying about Kobe? Like, you saying he overrated?
I do think he's overrated.
So
I think when people say that Kobe is better than LeBron, it's asinine. I don't even see how people make that argument.
So hold on, just so we can understand what the debate is. So your argument is that Kobe's better than that he's not better than Bron.
He's not in the top 10.
He's not top 10. That's my argument. Yes, he's not a top 10 player.
Top 10? Top
No,
10.
he's not. No.
There's 10 players.
What the fuck are you wrong? What's wrong with you, Joe?
It's both of them. Hey, both of them. Don't invite them ever back again. Chris or Reed. Ever again.
Listen, Larry Bird and Kobe are two different players, man.
Who else
Bird, I can personally not put Bird there, but Kobe, without a shadow of a fucking doubt, is a top 10 player, at least, even if you don't fuck.
You sound nuttier than squirrel shit.
I got Bird better than Kobe, but
I'm telling you, if I'm starting a team, right? You said the intangibles, right? The intangibles matter. Being an asshole matters. I don't want an asshole on my team. I don't want a guy that can't work well with other guys.
How about being the best player in the NBA?
Hold on, we ain't heard from TJ
and practicing more than anybody else. You know, you're at the gym at 6 a.m. and you're still Kobe Bryant.
But you're a dick. I don't like you.
Dude, he's not a dick. He just has standards.
Absolutely, he was a dick. It's almost a unanimous opinion of people that play with Kobe that he was a dick.
Jordan was a dick, though.
Absolutely.
Kobe just has standards, man.
Hold on, Chris. Hold on. I want to hear from TJ in a minute. TJ, what you got to say on this?
To say Kobe's not top 10 is crazy. I agree that when people put Kobe ahead of LeBron, it kind of comes off a little ridiculous. I think Kobe, for me, he's on that same wavelength as Larry Bird in terms of like the competitive fire, extremely skilled. Like, to me, those are two of the most skilled players I've ever seen play.
Who said again? I'm sorry, TJ. You said it again.
Kobe and Larry Bird, to me, are kind of like the same because they're both highly skilled. But I don't think there's any argument that I could make for Kobe being better than LeBron.
Can I piggyback off that comment?
Oh, you go, Bob. Hold on, Bobby.
Okay.
Let's have that convo. Let's have not Kobe versus Jordan, but Kobe versus Bron. So before you go, Bob, who has Bron over Kobe?
Just Lim.
I do.
All of us.
Me, Chris. Who else? Bob. Ron, you got Kobe Bron over Kobe?
Yeah.
So you're the only one who got Kobe over Bron in here.
Yeah, and I'm just saying I'm saying that because that's my favorite player. I won't argue anybody that has Bron over Kobe.
Yeah, that's not even an argument. We shouldn't even talk about that.
I'm saying I still think it's a good argument.
Based
off skill set, his approach to the game. It's this is part of an emotional response. I don't even know if it's an emotional response. I feel like people respect LeBron. Motherfuckers feared Kobe and Mike. And there's a handful of players where they feared them. Because as a player, as a former player,
Bird, one of them.
Hold on. There's some other players, but there's nothing worse as a basketball player. There's nothing worse than knowing that there's nothing I can do to stop this motherfucker. I hope he just have an off game.
Yeah.
And you can't say that about LeBron. There's aspects of his game. I think LeBron has it in him, but there are times where LeBron has taken off. He didn't want the ball.
I think that's a misconception. I think that you say that because LeBron is a nice guy.
And that's a mental approach to the game.
He's talking about killer instinct. He's comparing it to Mike.
And that matters. So when you're talking about grades, we can talk about stats and all that shit all you want. It's your approach to the game. It's your mindset. And there have been too many times in LeBron's career where he didn't want that shit. He's built to do it, but he didn't. Why? Who knows? Maybe he ain't mentally tough. Maybe the pressure. Maybe this self-pressure, this self-proclaimed king that he put on himself to meet that, to actually stand up to that. But when you're talking about the reason why I put Kobe in there is because of his approach to the game. People talking, somebody just said about like he didn't get buy-in. He had motherfucking buy-in. You can say he was an asshole or not. That was his approach to the game.
Yeah. I agree, man.
Well, I think that I agree with you, Lim.
Reese, hold on. You may not like his approach, but it was effective.
Mike was an asshole.
Effective as a leader.
Mike was
That's
an
what
asshole
he had
too.
to do for that team. And not only that, you remember there was a period in his career where he was talking about leaving. And LeBron and
Chicago.
a bunch of asshole stuff that as a fan, I didn't like. taking all these dumbass shots to prove a point to the front office. But at the end of the day,
not shooting in the game.
He didn't shoot in the whole half. He purposely didn't take one attempt in the first half just to prove a point.
Lost in a playoff game.
That's why I don't like him.
Actually, that's not why he did that.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about that. I thought that was the reason why. But hold on, let me finish this point, and I'm going to tie a bow because I get real passionate about Kobe.
Clearly, we can see.
Listen, Kobe had some of the best footwork ever.
Yeah.
His motherfucking footwork is bananas. And here's what I think is interesting. If you listen to videos of players that played against both of them.
Don't make any comments.
If you listen to players that played against both LeBron and Kobe, they'll tell you. And not that they word is gospel, but that shit carries a lot of weight.
Kobe was a killer, man. Kobe was a stone cold fucking killer. And Bron, we all know he never really he not a score first type of guy, rip your heart out type of player. He never has been.
Yeah.
He developed more of a clutch mentality as he got older. But Kobe was that dude from day one. Bron, what? They were just wired differently as basketball players.
Yeah, that's one category. And that's what I think is the big thing. Is that the thing is that Kobe was a dog. He was tenacious, and LeBron is perceived as being somewhat soft. And that's the divide. But when you talk about skill wise, when you talk about achievement, when you talk about a teammate, when you talk about productivity, right now to this day, my biggest beef with Kobe Bryant as a player is he was inefficient. He was he's still to this day the all-time leader in missed shots.
He wasn't inefficient. He wasn't as efficient as like Mike and them, but 45% for the
all-time leader in missed shots is inefficient.
Yeah, but 45% field goal from the.
I think you may
45% field goal percentage has never been called inefficient ever. Never, and that's what he shoots from the field.
What I think you may be looking at, Reese, is that he took a lot of bad fucking shots.
But he's not
a lot of, and that's why I don't like him.
Bunch of poor shots, but at the same time, he's made a lot of tough ass shots.
Let me tell you, this is the truth about Kobe. Truth about Kobe. Kobe is great, but when you compare him for the people that we put him in the same class, he is missing some things that they have.
Exactly.
Like Reese said, they were all far more efficient than Kobe. All the guys you're going to name in your top 10 probably all shot 50% or better. All the guys you're going to top 5 or top 10. Most of the guys you're going to name in your top 10, they was killers from the day they got in the league, from their rookie year, from the very beginning. Kobe took them 3 years to be a killer. And then the other thing that Kobe going to have against them, all them other dudes you're going to put Kobe against, they were always the best player on their team. Always. So that's the thing.
Yeah, is that what?
Like you compare them.
Well, that's not a good one. That's not a good one.
Why is that not a good one?
Because almost anybody playing with Shaq would be the second best player at that time. Man, come on, man, that's not fair.
But it's factual.
It depends on how you look at it.
He played with Shaq. Okay, that's not his fault.
So you think Jordan or LeBron would be a second best player? The Shaq?
Yeah. When they rookie, their rookie year, their rookie year. For 3 years. But their rookie year, maybe a year. Maybe. It don't matter. That's not a fair assessment, no matter how you look at it, is all I'm saying.
You have to look at how the league was played then.
Kobe took 3
Yeah, you gotta look at how the league was played, man.
Listen, man, back then, being a guard coming out of high school, bro, and then being with a coach that don't even like that didn't even understand that, and it was a new era after Garnett of even having high school players again coming to the league and being drafted. That wasn't the same era as it was when Kwame Brown and all them started, and Al Harrington and all those other high school players. All those players back then, even Tracy McGrady and Jermaine O'Neal and them, all of them started slow in that era because of the way it was perceived for high school players, bro.
Not Bron.
True.
Bron, exactly. By the time Bron came, it was a whole new ball game with high school players. He went first. Kobe went like 9th or 13th or something.
Yeah, he was 13th. He was a 13th pick.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
Let me say this. You are right. That is very valid. But answer this question. If Bron was who he was at the same, let's say Bron came out in 96, but he was exactly who he was. You don't think he would have started over Eddie Jones?
He absolutely
No. He
absolutely would have.
You got mindset with the coach.
Out of your fucking mind.
You know the proof? You know the proof? You know the proof, though? Hey, you know the proof?
You're pulling it out of context.
Lance, you want to know the proof?
You're pulling this whole thing out of context.
Lance,
that's
listen
not
to
how
this.
the league was.
Hold on,
yeah, it's not how the league was, man.
No one was going to give high school players, regardless of your accolades,
Exactly.
no one was going to give high school players this credence, this validation that you were going to be better than established guys in the league, regardless of your talent.
But here's the proof. Here's the proof.
End of the season, he probably would have established himself as a starter, but he wasn't going to come in as a starter.
I missed the beginning of that. So wrong.
So you're saying that Kobe and LeBron, their rookie year out of high school, were equal players?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
No, he wasn't. Kobe was inefficient. LeBron's first game in the league, first game against Sacramento was 25-6-5.
Watch this.
Kobe couldn't fucking hit the side of a barn.
No.
He was inefficient.
No.
He was not the same level player.
Watch this. Listen, as soon as Kobe, the third year, as soon as Kobe started playing starter minutes, the same amount of minutes that everybody else young started getting, like the way LeBron came in playing 40 minutes a game, just like anybody else.
Yeah.
As soon as Kobe started playing regular minutes in his third year, his numbers are better or equal to everybody else who got those type of minutes. Kobe wasn't given opportunity those first 2 years, bro.
In his third year.
Listen,
They are correct in that the high school kids were looked at totally differently back then. They were not given the same. That's why I say you made a valid point. They were not giving the same opportunity, but this is the difference. LeBron at 16, 17 was dominating pros in runs and gyms all throughout the fucking country.
Kobe was too. Kobe went too across the country.
Listen.
So was OJ Mayo.
No.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. DeJuan Wagner, nigga. Get out of here.
Kobe and them was playing with pros, and they were holding their own. Bron was busting niggas' ass in high school, and the pros are the ones that tell these stories. They say Bron was coming in, and niggas couldn't do nothing with him. He was in high school. That was not the stories about Kobe. Kobe
I remember
was holding his own with pros. He clearly belonged. Bron was in high school, and they couldn't do shit with him.
Yeah.
So you bring Bron under the same circumstances to the league at that year, and they're going to realize very early in practice, this motherfucker is different.
He was different.
This motherfucker different. And he would have damn sure started because they had in 1996. You are out of your mind. If you're going to tell me, when you seen a nigga the size of Karl Malone who can run the ball like a point guard, my nigga, he's Karl Malone size in 1996, moving like that. And you think on the bench?
Lance, I hear you, man. But Dale Harris wasn't going to make that move, man.
Dale Harris wasn't looking at Kobe Bryant. He was looking at LeBron James. He was looking at Kobe. Two different guys.
Kobe,
but that's what you're missing. That's the point that Chris and I are making.
That's what y'all missing, man. Like the league they wouldn't let him do that, brother.
Listen, he's a regular sized guard in that era. So coming out of high school, his physical stature is the same as every other guard in the league, not Bron's. Bron's physical stature at that time is something never seen before.
Size and skill size.
So you put Bron
skill wise
at 6'9", 260, running the point in the 90s?
Bro, we're not denying none of that, but you know what a bias is, right? Lance, you know what a bias is.
He had the bias until he got to practice. And then they would have said, shit.
The coaches had the bias, brother. Right. The coaches had the bias. Doesn't matter how good he was skill-wise. Right. He wouldn't get the opportunity because of the
listen, in 1996, Chris, in 1996, Kobe Bryant wasn't better than Eddie Jones.
He was not.
You understand that? That's why he couldn't get off the bench. He wasn't better than Eddie Jones. When LeBron came in the league in 2004, he was better than Eddie Jones. He would have destroyed Eddie Jones in practice.
No, I disagree.
No,
I disagree, man.
You guys are selling.
Kobe was an all-star off the bench.
Eddie Jones was the second best player on that team. Eddie Jones was 18-7. He was a good player.
Yeah, Eddie Jones.
He's a good player, and he was in
his fourth year. He was in his fourth year,
right? And LeBron averaged 19 in his rookie year.
And he was
19.
not going to. And I tell you right now, he was not going to beat out Eddie Jones off the bench. He'd have been number 6.
What
He'd have been off the bench every
not
night.
realizing
Yeah,
is
LeBron wouldn't have started in 1996, bro. I don't get it. The same as that LeBron.
I agree with you guys on the bias against high school players 1,000%. But what I am telling you is when that motherfucker got in the gym and they would have seen a dude as big as the power forwards on every team in the league, but he moved like a guard and he passed like magic, they would have said, fuck that bias.
Hey, listen.
Because hold on, let me real quick. They had not seen anything close in proximity to LeBron in 1996. Nowhere close. And they would have been like, whatever bias they had, they'd have been like, Jesus Christ, this motherfucker different.
Lance, his rookie year, first of all, he was not 260 yet, number one. He wasn't. If you remember,
he was 240.
If you remember the high school game, remember the high school game he played that was on national TV, and everybody was talking shit about him as if he wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna. Let's not act like LeBron was the dog that he ended up becoming.
He was. He was not. So I saw LeBron at 18 years old. I saw LeBron play with these two eyes. I saw him. I was there in the building. I saw LeBron do whatever he wanted to do on a basketball court. At 18 years old, he could do whatever he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he ended up becoming.
He did later.
he ended up becoming something super special real fast just a few years later, bro. When he ended up taking his team in 2005 when he took Boobie Gibson and them to the finals, bro. He was another monster, bro. He elevated like nobody else. But
bro, let me tell you something. I'm not a NBA player, scout, or coach. I'm not that. I'm not even a person. When I walked into a gym and saw LeBron James, an 18-year-old LeBron James play, and I have seen in person Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Iverson. I've seen all these guys play in person. I walked into a gym and I watched an 18-year-old LeBron James play, and I walked out and I was like, I ain't never seen shit like that in my life.
So I'm gonna
and I'm a lay person. So I know the coaches saw it.
Why
nobody else did it? Why nobody else did it?
Let me counter you with this, right?
He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16, bro. What do you mean? Why nobody else said it?
Nobody said that. What you just said.
Hold on, pause, fellas. What'd you say, Reese? I mean, wrong.
I'm gonna counter Maurice with this. I'm a basketball junkie, like to the point to where I have traveled to see players all over the country. I lived in Orlando and drove up to Cypress Creek to watch Amari Stoudemire average 30, 22, and 7. And I'm telling you right now, if you're gonna sit here and base it on what you saw at 18 years old, there is nothing, absolutely zero, that Amari Stoudemire did on the court.
Hey,
that wasn't as good, if not better, than LeBron James.
You gotta remember,
there's nothing you can tell me.
Bro, that not handle the ball like LeBron. You are out of your damn.
Listen, bro. Listen, y'all got to remember he wasn't even better than Carmelo yet, bro. He wasn't better than Carmelo. He wasn't even.
Carmelo was a year older than him. They weren't even in the same class. So
no, I know it, but he wasn't better his rookie year. Carmelo was better than him his rookie year, bro.
He was.
He was an all-star. He even made the all-star team. LeBron didn't even make the all-star team. Carmelo did.
He had better numbers his rookie year. He was. He should have won rookie of the year. Carmelo should have won rookie of the year. Real talk.
He should have. Real quick.
Chris, go ahead, Chris.
Carmelo didn't have the expectations that LeBron had.
No, absolutely.
Okay. LeBron. No, listen. My point is, LeBron had the expectations, and from day one, he met them and exceeded them.
I agree.
I agree. No 2 years to get groomed. No trying to figure out from day one. His first game against Sacramento, LeBron lived up to those expectations. So I think their rookie year, was, they both had really good rookie campaigns. They led up to their expectations. But my thing is, going back to the Kobe comparison, Kobe is my favorite player of all time. Like, more skill-wise, he's number one. But when you're talking about LeBron and being objective and talking about LeBron against Kobe, LeBron is just a better player. He just does more things on the court that contributes to winning than Kobe did. Kobe was a shooter, and that's my argument with Kobe, with Mike against LeBron. Mike was just a shooter, man. He was just a scorer. He had one responsibility. He did it well. LeBron's responsibility on the court was scoring, was also rebounding, was also setting things up. So in my book, it's LBJ with a slight nod, getting back into that because he was more responsible for doing more on the court at a higher level than just shooting.
You do know there's so you can have a responsibility on the court, but that don't always equate to winning.
But in these cases,
hold on.
We are talking about winning.
Hold on.
But yeah, you can go ahead.
Ultimately, we're talking about winning. Yeah. Well, you can do more things better, but at the end of the day, Mike did what needed to be done. He did what was needed to win. If you had asked Mike if he had to go back and be a 3-point shooter, based off what we've seen, how he's evolved his game, he would have done it. You could argue to say, well, he didn't do it.
He didn't.
Hold on. And that's fair. But if you look at the evolution of Mike's game, when he came back for those 3, he wasn't the most athletic player like he was in the first 3. He couldn't jump. He wasn't as fast. He didn't have that. Hold on. He didn't have that. He didn't have that quick first step. But you know what he did do? He developed the fadeaway. His footwork got better. He got stronger. So he did the things that was needed to win. Now, it's easy to say that, well, LeBron is a better passer, better shooter. He can do all of these things, but they don't, as we see, they don't always equate to winning.
Not a better shooter.
They did. How many straight finals did LeBron make it to, brother?
I think you missed that part. A lot of times he's lost.
Chris,
being in the finals, man, that's an elite. Being in the finals is not something that's given to
we celebrate place trophies now.
The Utah Jazz made it to 2 finals as a whole fucking team. The Utah Jazz, 2 finals in the history of the Utah Jazz. LeBron James has at least 4 times as many finals appearances in the team.
Chris,
come on.
He has 10 finals appearances.
Chris,
what are we talking about here?
Chris, you missed the conversation earlier.
I missed that. My bad.
Yeah, but bro, come on, man, stop. This dude got 10 scoring titles, bro. This dude got the highest PER of all time. This dude did everything. He averaged 6 rebounds from a 2-guard position, bro. This dude was defensive player of the year from the 2-guard position, bro. This dude played defense. This dude had a jumper out of this world. Okay, but way better. The eye test kills LeBron, bro. It's not even close when you talk about the eye test, though. But when you start putting in the stats and the accolades and all and everything that came with the MVPs, all the individual stuff, come on, bro. You cannot sit here and say that LeBron is on Mike level from that aspect. It's a big gap between 1 and 2, and that's where the conversation begins. If you want to take LeBron over Kareem and them, but dog, he is not on Mike's level from the all around aspect. I get you because of the fact that he like earlier they said he could defend 5 positions. He does. He's a Magic Johnson and Jordan mix.
That's not true.
And that's the reason why. That's the reason why it's so impressive. But he's 6'8", 260, same size as Karl Malone, for God's sakes, doing all that stuff. That's the reason why he's so dope. But bro, he's not on that level when it comes to honing in. He only passes and rebounds better than Mike, and that's it, bro. That's it.
Real quick. Let me
what happens when he passes CP3 and assists?
Hold on.
He won't. He's not gonna pass CP3 and assists. He's too far out.
He's a couple 100 assists away.
What does he do? Okay, what that mean? What that mean? He played 25 years.
Hold on, let me say something real quick. I know you love Bron, and I understand where you're coming from, but you already know. One, we don't even use cumulative stats in basketball.
Right, come on, man.
Talking basketball, it is rare for somebody to start citing with someone's total cumulative stats. Like that's a baseball thing. Basketball has never ever been about your total points, your total rebounds.
Thank you.
Hold on.
So why are those records there then?
Averages always. Anytime you talk about any player any conversation, any analyst, ESPN, whatever you want to talk about, it is always about averages. So while
Come on, man, you know that, Chris.
It's not about average. I understand the relationship of numbers.
Listen.
Averages aren't anything. Averages is just how much you have divided by the total
But Chris,
number.
Chris, what is LeBron averaging?
What do you mean?
They right. Chris, they right. What is LeBron averaging right now at 38 years old?
Wait a minute, Chris. Hold on. I understand.
LeBron James right now is averaging more than what Mike averaged in his prime.
Absolutely. And that's the thing about if you want to talk averages, at 38 years old, he's averaging more than Mike. He's averaging more rebounds. He's averaging more assists.
No, he's not.
He's not averaging more points.
No, he's not. Mike in his prime was averaging 32 points a game.
I'm talking about at 38.
Okay, nobody cares at 38. I said you said in his prime.
Listen,
in Mike's prime, he was averaging 32.
Hold on, we gotta have some context.
Averages don't mean anything. We need to get this Mickey Brown on here.
Hold on LeBron's side,
she don't know what she's talking about.
Fair to discredit. Hold on LeBron's side, I don't think it's fair to discredit how many times he's gone to the finals.
Hey, Mickey talking shit.
That is,
get her on here.
You know what I'm saying? To say how many times you go to get there 10 times.
Fuck that. He was in a weak ass East conference.
Just wait, but regardless, he dominated his conference.
Sure.
He got there 10 times. That is a hell of a fucking. I'm not gonna disregard.
Yeah.
Shit ain't fair.
No, it ain't shit. But put it in context.
But on the other side, for him to try to emphasize cumulative stats, knowing that's more about longevity. So
right. Come on, man. You know better than that.
If you think cumulative stats are more important, I ask you this: if you got a guy that averaged 10 points for 15 years,
thank you,
better than a guy that averaged 25 points.
Thank you.
That is not what we're talking about.
That is. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's not. It's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about a guy that got. It's not.
We're talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, man. We're not talking about.
You try to discredit averages, and I'm saying I can average less points than you.
How am I trying to discredit averages, bro?
That's a ridiculous analogy because the gap between them is not that big.
Averages ain't shit, and I'm saying I can average less points than you every year, but play more years than you and end up with more total points. That doesn't mean I was a better player. It might have meant I was healthier longer, but it definitely don't mean I was a better player.
First of all, Reese is trolling. You really believe that LeBron's better than Mike for real, bro? Are you seriously?
With everything,
I have come to that. Yes, I have.
I've come to that.
Everything y'all love about LeBron, it's just a couple things y'all can't deny, Joe. Can't deny. You can't. One,
Lance, if you and I play a sport,
yes,
you and I are the best in the sports, right? Mm-hmm. Lance and Chris. At the end of the day, I have more every fucking thing than you. I'm better than you.
Oh.
Doesn't matter how long I play. I got more points. I got more rebounds. I got every fucking thing better than you. They're used to measure this sport by. I'm a better player. That's what it comes down to.
Let's go with that. You got more everything than me.
More everything. More everything.
No, that's not true. You have more cumulative stats than me. I have more. Wait. This is your argument. More everything. So at the end of our careers, you like, I'm the all-time leading scorer. I got more assists than you. I got more rebounds than you.
He don't average more. He don't average more than him and everything. Why not that? Why you can't use that?
Bob, hold on.
And when you're done telling me all your fancy stats, I'm gonna say I got more rings, more MVPs, more finals MVPs, more defensive player of the year,
higher PER,
more scoring titles, more all defensive teams,
everything.
Hold on. So the only thing you can say you got over me, you played longer.
Exactly. But longevity award.
Where you at?
Who told Mike to retire and go play baseball? Not me.
Wait.
Okay, you can go ahead.
More. I accomplished more in less time.
In less time.
I got more.
But how did you accomplish more, man? I have more everything than you.
He just told you. He just told you all that stuff.
Scoring titles.
Wait, right, Bob. Right,
more defensive player of the year awards.
He just told you.
Somebody need to tell Bob that screaming doesn't win you argument.
No, tell me how my more.
First and foremost.
I just gave you a whole bunch of more.
Hey, you ain't seen screaming yet, boy.
All that more I gave you, more wins, more defensive players, more scoring championship, that don't matter.
More MVPs,
more everything but cumulative stats. That's all you got. You got me on.
It doesn't, man. It doesn't, because at the end of the day, I have more, man. I have more.
You have more points.
I have more. I have more everything, man.
You got more wins.
He has more. He will have more assists. He will have more rebounds. He will have more points. He will be ahead of Michael Jordan in every career category statistically, except for championships.
But that's
Hey,
solely
hey,
because
you want to know why that's so weak? Because Karl Malone has more than Mike and all that stuff too. If we going,
he got more than Karl Malone.
So Karl Malone's better. Karl Malone better than Mike.
No,
Hey, but Karl Malone is number 2 on the list. We're talking about 1
No. You said having more matters.
Karl
Malone.
We're talking about 1 and 2. Karl Malone ain't in the conversation.
Chris.
He has more though, but he has more in all that stuff too.
Zilla, hold on,
He's
Zilla.
a power forward. Somebody has to get him the ball. We're talking about players that are 1 to 2.
Chris.
You gotta listen to the point. Okay, who's calling my name? I'm here.
I am. I hate to call a man's name that many times. Pause.
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
Y'all forcing me to have to call because nobody ain't listening and stopping. Listen,
I'm here. I'm listening.
You are saying that you have, in this scenario, you are saying that you have more of everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
You have more of everything that really don't matter. Like when you're talking about the game.
No. Everything that's used to evaluate the game, bro.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Okay. Hey, I don't cut people off. My bad. Go ahead.
Finish. Let me finish because I ain't really saying much. I had these pockets of when I just kind of go in, right? Yeah. So, what are we talking about? You play to win the game. Not to take a quote from another sport, but you play to win the game.
Yeah.
To have stats means what? You are ultimately playing to achieve.
Will Chamberlain got
help.
To achieve, to win championships, to win.
Yeah, man. We're on the same page. I agree.
No, we're not on the same page because you're saying that because LeBron has more points and more rebounds, that automatically makes him better than Mike.
But did he not win at a high level?
Not more than Mike.
LeBron James.
Not more than Mike.
No, I'm asking, did he not win at a high level?
Yes.
Okay, so your point is invalid because you're talking about. Listen, let me finish my point now. Let you finish. You're talking about that as though we're talking about a player that didn't win. So if we were just talking about a random player that had more than everything than Mike, then of course that would be a valid point. But LeBron James has also won at the highest level. He's also a multi-championship winning player. He's also made it to the finals 8 out of a 10-year stretch, 8 straight times. So we're talking about a player that values winning as well, but also has all these personal achievements, which goes back into my number 1 point. Mike was just responsible for putting the ball in the basket. LeBron was also responsible for putting the ball in the basket, but also setting up players, man. It is true.
Mike did everything. Because Mike did everything.
Like what?
Not true.
He just told you what. Like what? He had the defense. He played defense.
For his career.
Oh, LeBron James didn't play defense, right?
Not on Mike's level.
Yes, he did. No. I hate that. He was an elite defender.
That's a lie.
LeBron was an elite defender, bro. 7 assists and 7 rebounds. Mike averages 6 rebounds and 5 assists. So while you telling me about all these, while you're telling me about all these responsibilities LeBron has, Mike is basically equal to him in rebounds because 1, he's a shooting guard and he's much smaller than Bron. Bron's a small forward. 2, Mike outscores him. And 3, Mike is a much better defender. So Mike has got this. The only responsibility Bron got is playmaking, in which Mike only 2 assists behind him.
Hold on.
And to add to that, he did it playing 82 games a year.
Mike is
at 82 games a year.
Hold on, Bob. Mike is at 5 assists with Scottie Pippen being the primary ball handler and distributor on the team, and he still let 5 assists a game.
Hey, Chris,
one question for everybody, really quickly. I'll get to your yeah.
I don't understand how you can even have this argument when Mike has more awards, achievements in less time.
And we got
okay. Yeah.
And that's
but really quickly,
can
I ask you guys something?
Sure.
What happened to the Bulls when Mike went to retire? What type of team was they?
They lost.
They went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, they didn't.
No, it's the second round.
Second round.
Okay, second round.
New York Knicks. They lost in the second round of the playoffs. That's what happened.
They was one bad call away from going back to the finals.
They lost in the second
same amount of wins.
That wasn't the finals.
Listen, let me finish. There was one bad call away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
That's not even true.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they were one bad call away.
Listen, let me finish. Let me finish this point.
That was game 5. That was not the series deciding game. It was game 5.
Okay.
And the Bulls were not up 3-1.
One bad call away from going back to the Eastern Conference Finals in the same amount of wins without Mike.
2 more games.
So when Mike left the Bulls, the next year they had the same amount of wins and almost went back to the Eastern Conference Finals. When LeBron left Cleveland and went to Miami, they were the worst team in NBA history.
What's your point?
Let Ron go when he finishes.
I need to tell you a point. You can't deduce what the point I'm getting to with that.
The league is different. The league was different at different times.
Right.
No, I actually, Chris makes a good point, and that is what I was saying too. When you talk about Mike played on a team that had been together. Mike played on the team that had been together for several years. That team, the way it was structured, was much better than what LeBron had around him, and that team is responsible for a lot of Mike's success.
Bro, they had an all-star. They had an all-star European player. They had Scottie freaking Pippen. They had another star, but BJ Armstrong was a freaking all-star for God's sake. What you call it? Phil, the best coach. The best coach in the game.
Yeah. All that. Do you know why this is a terrible comparison? You're comparing LeBron leaving. I mean, Mike, I'm gonna get you wrong, right?
Right after this comment, Rome's talking.
You're comparing Mike leaving a championship team that won 3 titles and saying they're still good when he left to a LeBron team.
Thank you.
A motherfucking thing. You damn right they didn't have a good team as the Bulls.
Exactly.
Shit.
But you know what?
We're talking about value. We're talking about value. Value.
Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead, Ron.
Get out of here, man.
Go ahead, Ron.
That was a terrible argument.
My point was proven there.
No, it's not proven because it's not proven because
that wasn't
when you look at what was left behind. When you look at what was left behind from that Bulls team, you have what Bob was saying. The best European player on that team, the second Tony Kukoc was the best. He's a starter on 32 teams in the NBA. Period.
Yes.
You have Scottie Pippen, who's the third probably best player in the league at that time.
He with Mike yet? Remember?
Right.
Only got that. He had
So at worst, that team that Mike left is probably a 4 seed in the East at worst.
But hold on, one thing real quick, Ron. They got Tony after Mike left. So
yeah, you're right.
So exactly. Mike left, they added Tony. It wasn't the exact same.
Conveniently ignore that though.
Right. They added
the fact of the matter is, man.
No, let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead, Ron.
So when you're talking about when LeBron left Cleveland and that team, who's the best player on that Cleveland team? Is the best player on that Cleveland team anywhere near the level of even a Tony Kukoc?
Thank you. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
No.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Right. So of course, when you're talking about the level disparity of what the drop off is, it's going to be dramatic. Because now I'm not saying
dramatic. Another finals versus the worst team ever.
Second round, bro. Second round.
But really, that goes to prove Chris's point. If you want to know the truth, because Mike had to do so much less to be great because he was surrounded by a great team. He had a great supporting cast, and LeBron had to do so much more because he didn't have the support.
That's why I'm sitting here laughing, man, because you guys are proving my point. But go ahead.
What is so much less when LeBron is 27-7-7 and Mike is 36-5?
The only reason why he's 30 is because of the Wizards. In his prime, he was 32. He actually had 32.
And 2 assists is so much more work That what you telling me?
You want to know why, Lance?
You talking about
because LeBron is not even a scorer, brother. He's not even
really
a scorer.
Scorer. He's not a.
You average 27 points your whole career. You are a scorer. What are you talking about?
Natural
Bob, again, because you're screaming don't mean nothing, man. LeBron James is a passer. Any analysis, any pundit will tell you
make that make that make sense, Chris.
LeBron James' best asset is not his scoring.
Make that make sense, Chris. That's a misconception. That's a misconception. 27 points a game is 27 points a game, bro. No matter what you say.
Period.
All right, man.
Period.
Saying he's not a natural scorer, no, he's not a natural scorer. He's a natural facilitator, but he's still a great scorer. And my whole point was, you keep arguing that he had so much more responsibility than Mike, but other numbers are very similar.
This is a good point.
The numbers very similar.
But
so how he has so much
so
more?
why he never lead the league in assists? And I don't know what his assists like.
He did once. He did only once, and that was 2 years ago.
You do know that the thing about LeBron, though, you talk about like y'all always try to dismiss the stuff that he did cumulatively, but this dude is going to be a top 10 player in assists when he's done. He's already number one in scoring.
He's fourth in assists right now,
and he's top 25 in rebounding. That shit is unheard of. And there's been more than one guy that played 20 years that didn't achieve at the level that he did.
We do.
So it's almost disrespectful to dismiss the things that he did over the course of his career, because it's amazing numbers.
We not disrespecting it, but you know damn well, hardly ever have you had or heard a conversation revolving basketball where the primary stats that were used were cumulative? You only bringing them up because they're in his advantage. You don't bring them up for no other motherfucking player. Never. In 20, 30 years of arguing basketball.
Of course they're in his advantage.
Because there's never been anything like it. You're talking about a unicorn. No, you don't bring him up for no other player because it ain't no other person like him. It ain't never happened. You ain't never had to do number one in scoring, top 5-10 in assists, top 25 in rebounding. How do you argue those numbers when there's nothing like it that has ever existed?
Don't make you better.
Maurice, he's fourth in assists. And he's right behind CP3.
It doesn't make you better because you played longer. It adds to his legacy for certain.
So you're saying that because he played longer, and playing longer, he achieved more than anybody who's ever did what he did. That takes away from what he did.
The fact that I'm not taking away from what he did, I'm only comparison to Jordan. I'm not shitting on, and nobody's shitting on anything he did, but a comparison to Jordan. LeBron wins the longevity conversation, and it's not an argument. Hey, you get that. But at the end of the longevity conversation, y'all get all them cumulative stats. But the cumulative stats don't really hold a lot of weight when you say, nigga, I did more with less. You played 20 years, and you didn't do as much as me. So stop telling me about your cumulative stats when in the 20 years I accomplished won more, accomplished more, and was awarded more than you, and in less time. Nigga, if
if Craig Elo and Jeff Hornacek was guarding LBJ,
that's a bad argument, bro.
Made $20 million in 20 years. Who we talking about?
Jeff Hornacek couldn't stop me, man.
$20 million in 10 years.
Hey, Reese. Hey, Reese, I want to ask you something.
Crazy.
Hold on, Reese.
Jeff Hornacek was a dog. You tripping.
Jeff Hornacek couldn't stop me.
Jeff Hornacek was a dog. He would tear your ass up right now at 80. But go ahead.
He'd tear your ass up.
At 80 years old, you couldn't do shit with Jeff Hornacek. Today,
you talk about pump faking. He'll pump fake your ass.
Let him go.
Hey, Reese, I got a real quick question. And I don't know, this may not be the best example, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Football question.
Right.
Emmitt Smith? Best running back of all time?
No, not at all.
Exactly. Thank you.
Can I say something
but here's the thing about it. Emmitt Smith had a better supporting cast. He had one of the greatest offensive lines for the majority of his career of anybody. So it goes back to the Jordan argument. He had a better supporting cast. He had a better team around him. It's easier to accomplish more when you have a great team.
But he didn't win more than other players in his era. So that's a false argument.
Listen, man, with this Emmitt Smith got those yards. I never seen Emmitt Smith caught from the back. I never seen somebody stop Emmitt Smith. I never seen Emmitt Smith not get the touchdown in the goal line. Emmitt Smith got those stats, man. So I don't mind people putting Emmitt Smith number one because he got that shit. Nobody got that shit for Emmitt Smith.
That nigga was not outrunning nobody. Emmitt Smith was not no motherfucking fast running back. He wasn't.
That offensive line got that shit for Emmitt Smith, dog. Don't be fooled. That offensive line helped make Emmitt.
Hey, he got caught from the back because he wasn't no super 4-4-4-2 type running back. So no, you don't. That's not even accurate. Emmitt Smith
he wasn't caught, man. I never seen Emmitt Smith caught.
Yeah, the O-line, he got fucking 5 yards before.
I saw that motherfucker get caught a bunch of times. He wasn't Barry Sanders. When Barry Sanders got loose, that motherfucker was loose. He was gone. You wasn't no catch him. I saw Emmitt get walked down.
Hey,
he did.
Y'all missed my point. My point was that Emmitt Smith,
longevity.
All-time leader.
Right, we're not talking longevity. That's basically what the point is, man.
Longevity. Emmitt Smith hung around for 2 more years just to get that title.
With Hogs.
Sure did.
No. I said at the end of his career, he hung around in Arizona for the specific reason to win that title, to be number one all time. But you even said, so you changing the rules. First you say that having all them stats means something. Then you with Emmitt Smith, you make fucking excuses.
That was a setup question.
You made excuses with Emmitt Smith?
Yeah. Who made excuses for Emmitt?
Nobody made excuses.
I didn't. I had the same exact argument for LeBron, for Jordan, that I did for Emmitt. I told you that a supporting cast and the team around you is going to make you better and it's going to make you get numbers. Jordan's success in large, if Jordan had to guard the best player every night, he wouldn't have achieved at that same level. If Jordan had to guard Magic in the finals, they don't win in 91.
How did he not guard?
But he did it even when he was young. He did it in different ways. He did it when he was young with nobody, when he was on a team with Orlando Rurich and them averaging 35 points a game.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Question.
Because
Maurice just laid down an argument about how Emmitt Smith has so much help. Answer me a question. How many fucking all-star potential Hall of Famers has LeBron played with in all these fucking 10 appearances? How many?
More than anybody.
Let's be clear.
Let him answer. No, this is about.
Let's be clear though. You're right. He has played with some all-stars, but let's be clear. LeBron has won with some shit teams.
Hold on, Reese. No, stick to the point. You said when you said you brought up LeBron's points as far as him being number one overall, and you made an argument how that cannot be dismissed. So then Liam asked you about Emmitt Smith, who's the career rushing leader, and you quickly said he's not the best running back all time, even though he's the career rushing leader. And then you justified it by saying how much talent he played with. So back to your original point of you giving credit for LeBron for being the all-time points leader. How come you didn't use all the talent he played with in regards to his stats? Because he's playing with.
And I'm gonna tell you why. That's a good. I love that. That's great. But I got to answer for that. That's easy. That's easy because it's easy.
He's playing with Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and fucking Anthony Davis, all who are perennial all-stars and probably all are going to be Hall of Famers. So if it counts against Emmitt Smith, why don't it count against LeBron?
Mike had two.
You wait.
Man,
go ahead. When you get through, I'll give you the answer.
Man.
Let him
answer. That's why y'all don't get this up, man.
I'll give y'all the answer. This is easy. This is a layup. And I'm going to tell you why. Because LeBron was as good and did as much with those great players as he did with shit players. Because when the team wasn't as good, LeBron produced. Because you can go and you can say that, but when the team wasn't shit, and like you said, they was the first round, they was the number one, they get the number one pick because they're shit the next year. LeBron took that team to the finals. And that's the difference. Because it doesn't matter if the team was great, if the players was great. Here's the difference. If this team sucked, LeBron went to the finals and lost. If the team was good, LeBron went to the finals and won.
You said he did just as much with the good teams as the bad one. How many finals did he go to with those bad teams?
One.
He went to the finals in Cleveland the first year they were a shitty team.
And that's it.
No, he went to one. He went to one a few years ago. His last year in Cleveland against Golden State. That was a bad team too.
Was it Kyrie and Kevin Love?
That That was what
Kevin Love wasn't shit.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's when remember they was out of series and he was by himself and still took the game.
Kyrie was hurt.
Yeah.
What series was that?
And they played the
Kyrie was
entire
hurt.
Golden State
In
series.
history, he played the whole season with them. They got hurt in the fucking playoffs. He played
Okay, so that last year when he was screaming at
Hurt that year. They were hurt the first year.
I know that, but I'm saying that year that team had no business in the finals.
Trash.
When did Jordan go to the finals with a bad team ever?
Kyrie not on that team.
Jordan couldn't take that team to the finals.
When did Jordan go to the finals with a bad team?
Kyrie Irving on that last team that he went to the finals.
No, not when he's screaming at JR.
You sure? When did Kyrie go to the Boston?
That was the year he was at Boston.
I thought Kyrie and LeBron left the same year.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No, he left. LeBron. No, Kyrie left LeBron there.
Remember, Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade was on that team, bro. Remember?
Yeah.
Hold on, but that wasn't a bad team. It just wasn't stacked. Was it a bad team?
They had Isaiah Thomas, the guard, on that team, bro. That team was a scrap team that they had mid-year. They had to scrap all their players. They had to scrap Derrick Rose. They traded Dwayne Wade back to Miami.
I mean, it's still only two.
And his argument was that he did just as much with the good teams.
That's all I was saying. It was at least two. That's all I'm saying.
So with the good teams, he went to 8 finals, and with the bad teams, he went to 2. 8 and 2 ain't the same, nigga.
How many did Jordan go to with a bad team?
He had 7 years in Cleveland. They only went to 1.
How many finals did Jordan go to with a bad team, nigga?
No.
Actually, how many finals did Mike go to without Scotty?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I'm telling you that Jordan always had a better supporting cast.
With two
He had one All-Star, bro. What are you talking about? Come on.
Unbelievable.
Nobody wins without killers.
Listen, Mike played with 2 Hall of Famers. That's it.
That's on the second repeat. That's on the
Who's the
second
third one?
repeat.
He played with Scotty.
Jeff Hornacek, Jeff Malone.
He played with Scotty. He played with
Who's going to be a Hall of Famer because of the international?
And he played with Robert Parrish.
One Hall of Fame, and that's
Hold on, Ron.
Robert Parrish, man, come on. What? Wrong.
I get it.
Robert Parrish.
But I mean, like, Horace Grant wasn't a top power forward in the league when he played. Horace Grant wasn't a top 10 power forward.
5 minutes a game.
His Hall of Fame stats was as not as a result of what he did.
Robert Parrish, man. Come on, man.
Correct. That's funny though.
Yeah, technically, that's funny, but it's really only 2.
But hold on, wait a minute. This is the fact. First of all, Mike won 3 titles with only 1 All-Star, and that's Scottie Pippen.
He won.
Horace Grant was an All-Star, bro. A couple of them years. You wrong?
One.
Horace
Grant was an All-Star 1 year. BJ was an All-Star 1 year.
And BJ Armstrong made the All-Star team 1 time.
But they were all.
But it don't matter. It was only once.
So look who we talking about though. B.J. Armstrong and Horace Grant over all these people that LeBron favorite.
Why are you dismissing Horace Grant? Horace Grant was nice.
Never top 10 at any point in his career ever.
Horace Grant, he didn't make a difference in Orlando.
He was never top 10 at any point in his career ever.
Was he Kevin Love nice? Was he Kevin Love nice?
He was never even close to Kevin Love.
That was a very good player.
Like, come on, man.
Listen, Horace Grant ain't better than none of the players that LeBron we was just talking about.
Maurice, Mike dominated in the era of big men. So you finna tell me Horace Grant in the era of big men? Stop playing.
Get the fuck out.
Lance, man,
they played in the same era, nigga. What are you talking about? You act like they played in different eras. Horace and Mike played together.
Was a good
look, man.
He was not an all-star.
Listen, Horace Grant should never be mentioned in the conversation. We're talking about like who.
He's a very good role player. He
was a role player.
He was an elite level role player. That's what he
give me any year, and while you guys are talking, give me any year that Mike played. Any year that he dominated, and I'll go and I'll check out
that he dominated. Now you being crazy. He dominated every year he played.
Let me finish. I'll go and I'll take a look at the guards that was playing at that time. No, because I'm trying to prove a point.
We already talked about this.
The guard play sucked. The guard
No,
play
it
sucked.
No, it did.
It did. The guard play sucked.
It
did. Sucked. Give me a year. 86, 87, 88, 89.
Chris, name
96
guards Kobe played against.
Excuse me?
96.
Great shooting guard
96.
we played against.
You're asking me great shooting guards that Mike played against.
No,
No, Kobe.
Kobe. Oh, matter of fact, no, let's not do that. Name me 10.
T-Mac.
No, name me.
No, you had named several.
No, back up. You a Bron fan. Name me 10 great small forwards LeBron playing against right now.
No. Let him do what you did at first with Kobe. Let's see what he do.
Kobe not his number one. That's why I want Bron, because Bron is his number one.
No, but he trying to say.
Name me 10 great small forwards right now that LeBron's playing against in the last 10 years. Give it to me. Who are they? Name them.
Small forwards that LeBron played against.
Only small forwards. Name them.
Did it go through?
It's a positionless game, man.
No. You just said the shooting guard. You just said the shooting guards was weak.
Wait, what?
You were shitting on the shooting guard. Jordan played against. Name me the 10 great small forwards LeBron plays against, because you shitting on George's competition.
Okay,
all right. And then you can't name Drexler in them.
Hey, let me play our game. All about it. Okay. We got Melo. We got Sean Marion. We got AK-47.
Sean Marion. You get to name Sean Marion. You can name Sean Marion, and we can't name Jeff Hornacek.
Jeff Hornacek sucked.
Jeff Hornacek didn't suck, dude.
Sean Marion sucked. Sean Marion sucked.
Jeff Hornacek was a dog.
Jeff Hornacek was a dog. Jeff Hornacek was the second highest scorer on that Jazz Finals team, and he averaged 8 points per game.
He didn't average 8 points per game. That's bullshit. Bullshit.
What did Jeff? No. Listen. What did Jeff? Who was the second best scorer on that Jazz Finals team?
This nigga said Sean.
Who?
Time out. He said Sean Marion on the second small forward.
He asked me other great small forwards that LeBron played against during his era. Sean Marion was a good small forward in his era.
So what we're saying is Jordan played against a bunch of Sean Marions as well. Is all we trying to say to you, bro.
There's a difference between Sean Marion and Jeff fucking Hornacek, dude.
So you think Sean Marion is better than Mitch Richmond? You think Sean Marion is better than Clyde Drexler? You think Sean Marion is better than Reggie Miller?
Right.
Let me finish. Mitch Richmond did nothing. What did Mitch Richmond do?
Mitch Richmond was a dog.
Sean Marion did nothing. Sean Marion did nothing. Sean Marion did nothing. Sean Marion did nothing.
Reggie Miller? Reggie Miller.
We're talking about two players that did nothing, Bob. Calm the fuck down.
So that's my point.
Let him name his 10 small forwards. You got
Mitch Richmond did nothing, man.
Sean Marion did nothing.
Marion who?
Sean Marion was a two-way player, man.
Keep going.
He did.
So was Mitch.
So Melo.
Reggie Miller.
Bob, leave him alone. Keep going. Sean Marion and who?
So we got Melo. We got Sean Marion. We got AK-47 for Utah.
He played power forward.
Oh my.
AK-47 was good for 3 years. Get the fuck out of here. Keep going.
No, nigga. AK-47.
Wait.
Seriously, dog. Cut the show off, dog. Seriously, bro.
So what is the point here? Because are you guys asking me players that LeBron played against? So are they supposed to be all-time players, or you just contemporary?
This nigga said Karolinko ain't gonna say Jordan play against nobody. You said Karolinko.
What are we talking about here? Because it doesn't matter who I say. You guys got a little. Are you asking me good players or what?
The fact that you didn't start with Durant,
right. Why you would say Paul Pierce? Why you say
we are talking about a 20+ year career? When do you want me to?
Who was expecting you to say? Carmelo.
I'm starting chronologically.
Kevin Durant. Kawhi.
I'm not talking about Kevin Durant now. That's right now.
Linko.
We talking about a 20-year career. So push it more chronologically.
He been playing with Durant though.
Come on, man. Stop asking set-up questions.
Why you
set-up questions?
Jared Linko's career.
You made this bad, Chris, by saying what you said about Jordan. You made this bad. I don't think
Karolinko ever averaged 20, dog.
You said Karolinko and Sean Marion, bro.
Karolinko is a very underrated two-way player.
Karolinko is not better than Mitch Richmond.
So is Jeff Hornacek.
Karolinko's not better than Clyde Drexler. He's not better than Reggie Miller.
So it's Jeff Hornacek.
What did they do when they faced Mike? Clyde Drexler did nothing. Rich.
Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, this is very entertaining. So let us be quiet and let's finish hearing this list. Please, hey fellas, let's try to cooperate because I'm curious to hear what the rest of this list is.
Hey, Andre Caroligo, career, 12.
Yeah, we got it.
But he averaged 12 for a career.
Chris, go ahead. Finish.
Wait. So let me get the question down because whatever player I throw out, because whatever player I throw out, we get the get along game to start laughing.
Chris, the question was,
who
are the top 10 small forwards that LeBron played against?
Over a 20-year career.
I said the last 10 years.
That should be easy.
2000s.
10 years.
That should be easy.
Let them finish.
Last 10 years.
Let them finish.
So are we talking about small forwards or players that had to guard LeBron?
Really?
Listen. Are we talking about small forwards or players that actually had to guard LeBron James? Because when I said that about Mike, I'm talking about players that Mike had to guard and players that Mike guarded.
So then that's even more players then for Jordan.
Because you said shooting guard.
Back to the question. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Your statement was Mike didn't have to play against no tough shooting guards like that. And I
played against Kobe.
In response, give me the top 10 small forward that LeBron has to play against over the last 10 years.
10 years, okay. Giannis, Kevin Durant.
Giannis is not small forward.
Okay. Giannis.
He's a
small forward.
Chris Middleton is their small
forward. Giannis.
He's still struggling.
When is Giannis a three? Never.
Giannis a few years played the one. So what are we talking about? This is my point. Positionless basketball.
Stop. Chris Middleton is a small forward. Stop playing.
Okay, man.
You know you don't play small forward.
So what position is Giannis?
Power
forward. He's a 4.
Okay.
He's always been a 4.
Chris Middleton and Giannis started their career together.
Got it.
They got drafted together.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so now back to the question. Top 10 over the last 10 years.
He's struggling, y'all.
No, I'm not, man. I'm trying to get the understanding of the question because every time I say a player, we get the gees and he-he's and he holler.
Sean Marion.
We taking all easy.
So past 10 years. Kevin Durant. We got Paul George. We got who else?
Wants to help you?
We got Sean Marion. We got Paul Pierce. We got so we got Paul Pierce, Paul George, Kevin Durant.
Carmelo.
We got Tracy McGrady. We got Carmelo.
I said last 10 years. Stay out of there.
That's 6.
McGrady the fuck out of there.
Shut up, man.
Just give it to him.
How many more y'all want, man?
We said 10.
I gave y'all about 6 or 7.
You
take Kawhi too. Take Kawhi.
I gave you about 6 or 7. We got Kawhi. So what's the point? So what's the point?
You barely can even come up with that many. And he had a 20-year career. You want to talk about who Mike played against?
Listen. I just came up with 7.
Bro,
what's your point? What's your point? Oh, barely. So what's your point, Bob?
We can name 7. We can name 7 dogs that Jordan went against.
Yeah,
tell me right now, Bob.
Hold on. My point.
We just named.
Give us to Bob. I didn't hear any names.
I can easily name 7.
I could do it off the top of my head.
Okay, let me just hear what Bob has to say.
I can name 7 off the top of my head right now.
Okay, name them, Bob. Give me 7.
They're gonna all be on the same level as the people you just named. So
yeah. Give me 7, Bob.
These are all stars as well, bro. You do know that,
okay.
Bob, pause. Go ahead, Ron. Give us
off the top. Clyde, Mitch, Hardaway, Iverson, Latrell, Reggie Miller, Kendall Gill, Kobe
Dumars,
Ray Allen, Steve Smith, Vince Carter, Reggie Lewis,
Dumars,
okay, Jerry
so
Stackhouse.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Eddie Jones.
The point is, you said that Mike didn't play against nobody, and then you struggled to even name 7 players that LeBron played against that with somebody.
No, Bob, I didn't struggle. I struggled to get the actual question because every time I gave an answer, I was interrupted, and this is funny.
So we made it very easy. In the beginning,
said
It
Carlito.
wasn't the clarity, man. It wasn't the clarity. I got Lance into the question. The dude sitting next to him, Rome here, and then
Damn, by the way.
Bob just being Bob.
No. In the beginning, we did because you started off with Sean Merriam, and that's just fucking. and then towards
Wait, time out. Wait. So you laugh at Sean Marion, but he just named Steve Smith, and there was no giggles. So
What?
Sean Marion,
Steve was a dog. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious?
So listen. So Steve Smith,
He's an
Steve
Olympian.
Smith was a better player in his own right than Sean Marion.
Yes.
yes.
On what regard? Tell me.
He was the best player on the team at the time for the Hawks.
Sean
Come
Marion.
on, man. Y'all just
Sean Marion was never. Sean Marion was never the best team. Sean Marion wasn't even the top 3 player of the team. What are you talking about?
Steve Smith won a top nothing.
Wait, Chris.
Steve Smith won a top nothing.
He was on Dream Team too, bro.
Chris,
Dog,
do you
Steve Smith
understand?
won a top nothing,
You understand that Sean
This
Marion
is just bullshit, bro.
How was he on Dream Team too then?
Chris, I'm gonna agree with Chris on this one. Sean Marion probably better than Steve Smith. He has never been a man.
This is just bullshit, man. And it's what y'all do because I debate sports with people.
No, what's bullshit is leaving Bird out top 10. That's what's bullshit.
And Sean Marion.
Steve Smith was not a prolific scorer.
Come on, stop it, man.
Lance, he was on Dream Team too for a reason, dog. I mean, come on, bro.
Listen, he was 18 to 20 points a game, like about 3-4 boards, 3-4 assists. Sean Marion,
the keypad wasn't working to get in.
He was a utility player, but in his prime, he was about 19 to 10 for about 5, 6, 7 years. He was a great defensive wing player, and he gave you about 18 to 20 points for about years. I didn't have my problem was not that I don't think Sean Marion not better than Steve Smith. He was never considered a great
player.
Forward. He was a very good small forward. He was a very good defender. But when you start naming dudes like Paul Pierce, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Sean Marion don't get mentioned with them. So when I asked you that question, I expected you to name dudes of that caliber. Carmelo, KD, guys like that. Sean Marion, no, AK for Karolinko, career high is like 17. He averaged 12 points for his career. I'm not giving you Andre fucking Karolinko because I give you Andre Karolinko, and you got to give me fucking Jeff Hornacek, nigga. I'm saying about great players. Real shit. Andre Karolinko was primarily a defensive player. Most of his career, he averaged 13, 14 points a game.
He could guard 5 positions, man. Andre Karolinko could guard 5 positions. 4 or 5 positions.
Did he ever average 20 points a game for a season?
No, he didn't.
Hornacek did.
A scorer. That's my point.
Jeff Hornacek.
You name it
with that.
Hornacek did average 20 points a game. Look it up.
Who did?
Hornacek.
Oh,
What did Jeff Hornacek average that finals against the Jazz?
Hornacek was a good shooting guard, but he wasn't no elite shooting guard. He's a good shooter. He wasn't up there with Mitch Richmond and Reggie and them. He was right. He's a step below him.
He was solid.
They like
No,
Sean,
but the things y'all hate on LeBron for, you glorify other players. Mitch Richmond did nothing, man. He was a good player on a shitty team who never did nothing. He never did anything.
History of the
He
game.
never.
He played on a bunch of teams, yeah.
But he never did anything, man. He was a decent player for the time. He's not an all-time great.
Hey, Chris, I'm letting you know. I'm telling Stab on you, dog.
No, at the end of the day, the argument that y'all make that Jordan didn't play against tough competition. My point was, if you go to any era in the NBA, I don't care what year you pick, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Brent Price was guarding Mike in a few years, man. Come on, Brent Price.
Mitch Richmond is a Hall of Famer.
Was nothing but a fucking role player. Stop playing.
What you say, Ron?
Listen,
Mitch Richmond is a Hall of Famer. How did he not do anything?
Exactly.
Chris.
Listen, Ron, because the same thing. Now, if we talk about James Harden, everybody be shitting on James Harden like he wasn't a great player. This is the thing. You guys love your players that you watched and grew up with and hold them to some holy grail when they didn't do shit either. Mitch Richmond didn't do shit, man. He was on shitty teams, man. He was a great player. Mitch Richmond was a great player on shitty teams.
Here's my issue, Chris. Here's my issue is that
we're sitting on LeBron James for making 8 finals when we're mentioning Mitch fucking Richmond in the same breath. Come on, man.
Here's my issue is that you value career accomplishments. You value career cumulative numbers. This man had a career that was clearly worth having a Hall of Fame nomination. So that's a cumulative of his career.
I'm not denying Mitch Richmond for being in the Hall of Fame. I'm denying Mitch Richmond for doing anything.
So you're just saying he was just stat chasing on bad teams?
I didn't say he was stat chasing. I said Mitch Richmond was a player that didn't. He was a great player on shitty teams that didn't do anything.
And what did Andre Karolinko do?
This has nothing to do with Andre Karolinko. You told me to throw some small forwards. See, you know what, man? We're not about to do this. Hey,
I'm gonna tell you
I do. I communicate.
I'm gonna tell you how it makes sense because Andre Karolinko is the competition that you named for LeBron, and Mitch Richmond is the competition we named for Jordan. So if you saying that we gotta disqualify Mitch Richmond because he didn't do shit, then what the fuck did Andre Karolinko do?
Exactly. You're missing the
he don't have a Hall of Fame career, I'll tell you that much.
Put it in context.
No.
You saying that Andre Karolinko, who averaged 11 points per game for his career, was a better player in the league than Mitch Richmond, who averaged 21 points a game for his career.
Nah, man, you said that. I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You said we got to honor that. You said Mitch Richmond wasn't shit, and he averaged 21 points a game for his career.
Reese,
I didn't say that.
Answer the question, bro. You cut him off. I asked him a question.
I didn't say that, brother.
You questioned the competition brought up for Jordan. Mitch Richmond was the competition brought up for Jordan, and you shitted on him saying he didn't accomplish nothing. Well, conversely, Andre Karolinko is the competition you brought up for LeBron. Tell me what he accomplished.
Okay. You told me to name some small forwards that.
No. Stop that.
Come on, man. You gonna let me answer the question of fucking what? Because every time I talk, somebody's interrupting me.
Tell me what Andre Karolinko accomplished. Small forward.
That's not this, dude. That is not the same context, man. You told me.
It's the exact same context. Right. Mitch Richmond is LeBron.
Say what you need to say, bro.
You shitted on Mitch.
Say what you need to say, and I'll say what I need to say.
He said he didn't accomplish anything.
He got you. Go ahead.
You lost, Chris.
How is it a comparison? They were.
Unfortunately, I don't have cheerleaders here, but
Chris, I'm on your side. We argue the same argument, but you're wrong on this.
No. Because what he did was he told me just to name small forwards that LeBron has played against, not contemporaries or players on his same level.
That's all we did for Jordan was name shooting guards. We didn't name nothing but shooting guards.
What you're naming are the best of the best. I didn't even get to name the best of the best. You just threw a question out there, and I just threw a name out there, brother. I didn't get a chance to analyze, Lance. The best of the best.
What's the best of the best?
Come on, man.
Hey, give us the best of the best.
Come on.
That's not true.
What are we talking about? Are we talking about for his 20-year career or last 10-year career? There's a difference. You guys have already.
We've been saying
No. See, this here is what I'm not going to do is be ganged up on by 4 or 5 people, and I can't even get my thought across because I know exactly what was asked of me. I know exactly what was asked of me, and I know exactly what I said. And now you guys are comparing something totally different based on a conversation that you already had where you evaluated who were the best guards at the time. I didn't even get a chance to evaluate the best guards at the time. You asked a question, I gave one answer, and immediately it was attacked. So what are we talking about here? Let's put it into context.
Okay, Chris. Here, this is what I think we should do.
Very simple.
Wrong. Hold on, Zilla. Be quiet. Hold on. Be quiet. What did we ask?
The very specific question was, name the competition that LeBron James had to go against.
Exactly, competition.
Right.
And you guys are naming Hall of Fame 2 guards.
No. We're naming
How about Craig Eno? How about Jeff Malone? How about Brick? How about Brick Trice? How about Mark Trice? How about all these players?
How about Dellavedova? How about Dellavedova? How about old boy on what's old boy name on Dallas that was kicking him?
Bob, he was on the same team as LeBron James. So come again, brother.
I mean, old boy. What's old boy name from Dallas? What's old boy name from Dallas? How about Jason Terry? Jason Terry was sticking his ass during the damn playoffs or whatever. He shut his ass 17
What's
points
the
a game.
point here, man? Because we're going in circles. Are we? What's the point here? Because we're going around in circles.
Bob, Chris, Reese, do me one favor. Can y'all just please mute it for 1 second? There's a reason why I asked Rome to ask the question, because it's something about his disposition. He's quiet. He's even keel. What did we ask him, Rome? And please, nobody interrupt. And after Rome asked this question, Chris answered, and we're gonna end it on that.
Yeah.
Please, the question that Lance asked you was, name the competition that LeBron James had to go against. That was because your argument was that Jordan wasn't playing against great players. So it was named great players that LeBron James had to go against nightly at his position that were his comp. And to be fair, the first name you put out there was Andrei Kirilenko. It was the very first name. We have it on video.
That wasn't the name. It was Sean Marion, dude. So quote me right.
Forgive me. It was Sean Marion.
Sean Marion. Then I named Kirilenko. Then I asked and then I asked what year are we talking about? We talking about 20 years.
The pairs.
Dog, this nigga's a clown right here. What is he just laughing at the camera?
But here's the thing.
This nigga here debating shit for, man.
So here's the thing. If you now understand the question of name his comp, and your first was Sean Marion and not Durant, not Paul Pierce, not Carmelo. How, like, you can see why because so either you misunderstood the question. Either you misunderstood the question, which we'll allow for.
Yeah.
Or the way you took it was to just name guys he was playing against.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Just naming guys, like random guys.
But so
first off the mind, I'm not here Googling anything yet.
Right.
I just named those guys.
So his question was, name his competition at or close to his level at his position.
Yep. And then we went through that list, and I named Carmelo, Kawhi, Paul George. Yeah. With what?
With help.
No.
Because you had to get
with with clarification. Well, not help. Fair. Clarification. Yeah. So right. With further clarification,
so then now when you have that list of 6 or 7, how that compares to the 6 or 7 at the top of Jordan's list, we can't sit here and discredit what Jordan was going against, because those are all elite level players at the same level and or going against what LeBron was doing. So you can't sit here and try to discredit what Jordan was doing against because you want to name a guy like Craig Elo or Jeff Hornacek, knowing that LeBron was playing against a Tristan Thompson
Wrong. Yeah, I agree. You can't discredit the individual players, but what you can discredit are the teams. Did the Utah Jazz?
Still elite players on those teams.
Wrong. What did the Utah Jazz win before or after they made it to the finals with Mike? They haven't won anything. How about the Seattle Supersonics? These aren't great teams that Mike had to face.
That's not the question.
How? No, but I'm making it a question because now we're talking about teams. What did the Phoenix Suns do? How good of a team were they before or after Mike? Now, if we go look at comparatively the teams that LeBron James faced, Golden State was one of the best teams to ever play that LeBron beat without his second best player. So now we're digging a little deeper, providing a little more context to the team.
You're moving the goalpost, though, Chris. You're the one who started off saying who they might play against. Now you want to change it to teams?
Wait a minute. Exactly. Hold on. Wait a goddamn minute. He beat Golden State.
So you can't talk about teams?
I want to know what player was missing when LeBron beat Golden State. You say he without a second best player. Who was hurt?
Kyrie.
No, the fuck he was not. What are you talking about?
Kyrie.
He hit the three so they can win the champion. What are you talking about?
Not that one, bro. The one where Kyrie went out injured and LeBron James
lost that. Nigga. You said
LeBron James averaged more points, rebounds, assists than anybody else on the fucking court.
Chris, you said he won without his.
I said faced.
What did he say?
I said face.
No, you didn't. You said he won. Wrong. What did he say?
I said face.
Wrong. What did he say?
Did I say one?
Yes.
You said
okay, my bad.
Right.
Face. Face. My bad.
Right. So then your point is shit because he didn't win nothing. Because he lost.
Dog, he faced up against greater teams, man. That's my point.
That
wasn't your point. Your point was that he won without a second best.
My point was I went on and said how the Jazz didn't win nothing before or after that finals. I went on and said Phoenix didn't win nothing before or after that finals. Then I went on and said LeBron has to face deeper, steeper competition in the finals than Mike has ever had based off of those points.
Who's the tough players on Dallas? You got Dirk and who?
That's it. Dirk.
That's it. Dirk.
So that was the great team that LeBron played at Dallas?
There was a team.
Were fourth in the West.
If you don't remember Dallas was together. Dallas has been together with that team for some years.
They were like fourth in the West.
That was a good team.
I'm gonna tell you my problem with you. We're gonna end up shutting this down. We damn near 3.5 hours. Every time I bring you a point, every time you make a point, I will give you an example of something that goes against your point, and then you just talk all the way around that shit. Hold on. You just got done saying right now about the great teams LeBron has faced. I asked you about Dallas.
You asked me about Dallas.
The only player you can name on that team that you would even use any G word for other than garbage is Dirk. He was the only great player on that team. There were no other all-stars on that team.
Lance, that's not a good point, bro. Because if we compare LeBron and the teams he faced in the finals versus Mike's and the team he faced in the finals, even with that Dallas team there, LeBron still has the steeper competition, period, in the discussion. He faced the greatest team ever.
Jordan played in the finals in a row. He played the Lakers with Magic.
Yeah.
He played, then he played.
That's the only great team.
Charles Barkley and Kevin
Not
Johnson.
a great team. Not a great team.
Hold on. If Dallas is
they were the best team in the league.
How was that a great team?
If Dallas is a great team with
Bob, we're talking about longevity, brother. How many rings does Phoenix Suns have?
Hold on, Chris. I'm using your rules.
Watch the setup.
If you are going to call Dallas a great team, you are damn sure.
I didn't call Dallas a great team. When did I call Dallas a great team? When?
When you said who LeBron went against.
You said he went against great teams. I named one of the teams he went against.
So if he goes,
Dallas is the least great team that he went against, brother. The least
great team with Dirk and nobody.
Okay, now we're just talking about Dallas as if Dallas is the only team he's faced. You see how this is going?
Let's do this. So what great team he played against? We got Golden State. That was definitely a great team. What's the other great teams he played against?
Golden State, man.
And?
Golden State was one of the greatest teams. No, Golden State isn't just a great team, bro. Golden State. How about Detroit? What was Detroit? Were they a great team?
They won one championship.
But were they a great team?
They were a good team.
They were a good team, yeah.
They weren't a great team.
You got one title.
They were a great team, man. They were the most defensive. They shut Kobe down, man. They were a great team. Listen, you know what? Detroit was more of a greater team in a team context than any of these other teams with these superstars because they had a great team. They had a great identity. They played defense, and that was it. They didn't have these superstars.
Hold on. Wait a minute. So, Jordan, we talking about Jordan, right? You talking about Jordan's teams, right?
No, he was talking about.
I know. We talking about Bron teams versus Jordan teams, right?
Right.
No, we're talking about the teams that LeBron faced in the finals versus teams Mike has faced in the finals.
Yeah, that's what he just said.
Okay,
You're saying
if that's what you just said, then that's what we're talking about, man.
Hold on. LeBron beat Detroit, right? Was that the year after they won the title?
Yeah, I think so.
And then Mike beat Detroit the year after they won the title. Detroit, Lakers won 2 in a row. Detroit won 2 in a row. The Bulls won 3 in a row. So the Bulls beat the defending champions in the Eastern Conference Finals and then faced the NBA champs from 2 years ago in the fucking finals.
So Lance, is your point that Mike played stiffer players in the finals than LeBron?
And that
different teams.
Every finals Mike played against, he played against dogs. He played against one of the greatest power forwards ever, in Charles Barkley. He played against one of the greatest point guards ever.
And Carmelo. And
he went against one of the top point guards.
Why are these teams not ever in the finals conversation then, man?
Seattle had a brick. Seattle had Peyton, Sean Kemp, and Def Lip Shrimp. They had Percy Hawkins. Seattle had a fucking brick.
And Nate McMillan.
McLennan.
Phoenix had Barkley. They had Kevin Johnson. They had Dan Marley and Tom Chambers. They had a fucking brick.
That Portland squad was dope too.
No, I'm talking.
That Portland squad was good too.
Portland had Clyde Drexler. They had
they had Terry Porter.
They had Buck Williams.
What's my man that died? What's
Cliff Robinson?
Kevin Duckworth, the bald head dude.
Cliff Robinson.
Cliff Robinson. Cliff Robinson.
Terry Porter.
Terry Porter.
Honestly, I don't really think you know who Jordan was playing against. And I'm not shitting.
Those were teams.
I'm not shitting on LeBron's competition. You're shitting on Jordan's competition.
And we just talking about the finals only. We're not even talking about the road to get there. And we talking about the Knicks and the Pistons and all those great teams that Mike was beating.
The Heat teams in the late 90s.
A lot of you younger cats, y'all discredit Jordan's competition, and y'all say that Jordan did not play against elite level guards. And my only argument is before you got on here, if you go to any era in the NBA, every position for the most part, no matter what year you choose, no matter what era you choose, no matter what position you choose, every position basically only go 5 deep with great players. And after those 5 players, everybody else in the league is basically a dude you're going to forget about in 10 years. Yeah. Pick any year, pick any position, any era. That's why I asked you about LeBron, because right now, if you try to name the top 10 small forwards in the league, you're going to go LeBron, KD, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Jason Tatum. And after that, who the fuck you going to name?
Here's another.
Ain't no other great small forwards in the NBA. And Kawhi Leonard barely fucking plays.
Hey, here's another thing. Back then in the East, when Mike was playing in the East, that was arguably the East was arguably better than the West.
It was. That was the best conference.
They were better than the West. When LeBron was playing in the East,
weak as shit.
It was weak as dog.
Weak as shit.
Weak as shit.
Not to mention, he played 82 games a year. Every year he played 82 games a year.
Hold on. So when you talk about he made these many appearances in the playoffs
against who?
Who the fuck was he? It was easy as shit to get
DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry.
And what's interesting is that when he went to the West, and let me be clear, LeBron has done well in the West. But when he went there, everybody knows
he got one good year in the West.
I'm talking about as far as his individual play.
Oh, okay.
His individual play.
The Lakers got one good season since he's been there.
But my point
and that was in the bubble.
Mike has played in the East when you can say damn near all the teams, damn near more than half the teams were stacked.
Nigga, even Atlanta had a squad with Dominique Wilkins in them.
They were stacked. When LeBron was playing in the East, dude, them teams was dog shit. It was probably like maybe 2 or 3 good teams.
Why these great teams ain't got no rings, man?
Because
why these great players ain't got no rings, man?
They got rings. Boston had rings. Mike played against Detroit.
Yeah,
Boston.
we talking about Boston had rings, man. But
it was hard. It was hard, bro. It was hard.
To my point, bro. None of the teams Mike played in the finals had rings, man.
The same reason why Harden.
You know why? Because in Mike's era, the teams got their rings before Mike got a good team. And after Mike got a good team, ain't nobody else getting no more goddamn rings.
It was a wrap. He stopped way more Hall of Famers.
Listen, I get that Mike didn't win much. I get that Mike didn't win much early on. But who the fuck was Mike playing with? He was playing with fucking Dave Corzine, Orlando Bobby's like he was playing with fucking. By the way, he was playing.
Orlando Warridge was good.
That was well past his prime. Stop.
Okay, who every team he went to. Orlando, everybody in the Bulls was a team full of fucking cokeheads who Mike got there. They wasn't winning shit and they weren't doing shit. The Bulls were a fucking laughing stock of the fucking league.
And they still was going to the playoffs.
They were. Ain't nobody denying that, man.
Mike got there, and at about his third, fourth year, he got Pippen and he got Horace. It took him a couple years to get for them to get good. And
one All-Star.
And when they got good, they shut this bitch down.
Forever.
Bron is a fucking monster.
Because teams didn't have 3-4 All-Stars on the team,
Bron
man.
is a fucking monster.
That's a lie. They did.
At the end
Golden State.
What you got
3 All-Stars.
Is this?
Phoenix, 3 All-Stars.
No, it's not a lie, man. It wasn't how the landscape of the league was set up, Rome. Players now can go to teams that they want to. They have the power of their career in their hands. Back then, it wasn't like that, man. That's why Scottie Pippen was one of the least paid players in the league because he was signed to a contract 3-4 years ago and he couldn't go anywhere else.
That's a different argument than saying teams didn't have 3 All-Stars. Teams developed players and they had All-Stars.
This makes your point for LeBron even weaker. With that power, LeBron has been able to handpick the superstars he has played with ever since.
No, he has not.
Dog.
He's had influence.
Stop it.
He's not the GM.
That's a lie.
He has leverage. He has leverage being the best player in the league.
He's Miami.
He's not a GM.
Hold on. When he got to Miami, they came together.
Yes, he has leverage, of course.
Wait. He got to Cleveland and had them trade Wiggins, who was a number 1 pick, to get Kevin Love. And then he got to fucking
LA.
leverage, man. Yeah. Get rid of Ingram and Ball to get AD.
Stupid ass move. By the way.
So do not see.
No, I wasn't stupid. They want to ring from it. They got to win.
He has leverage. He's the best player in the league.
Because you like to do shit like I say LeBron pick his teammates. No, he don't. He got leverage. Nigga,
he has leverage. Nigga, what are you talking about? It's a fact.
Tell me he didn't pick his teammates. You gave me the reason why.
He has leverage, famo.
That's the reason why he gets to pick his teammates. You didn't say he didn't pick them, nigga.
Bro, the best players always have leverage, famo. I don't know what you're talking about.
The thing is, LeBron has picked his superstar Hall of Fame teammates for the last 4 years in Miami. That's 8. How many years in LA?
And Lance, what has it gotten him?
How many years in LA?
3.
Lance, you're proving my point. Not only is he a great basketball player, he's a great GM.
4 years in LA?
4.
So this is his 12th season, right?
Yeah.
Since he left Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's handpicked his teammates.
Yeah.
And in 12 seasons, how many titles he got with these handpicked All-Stars?
Oh.
3.
Wow, that's a lot. Hey, that's more than some franchises.
He got 4 in
less than Steph Curry.
Picking the best players from around the league. They gave Mike some rookies. He built them bitches up in 1-6.
Y'all niggas with this Mike shit, man. Y'all act like Mike was just fucking invented fucking basketball, nigga.
Chris, am I lying? They gave Michael Jordan. They didn't give Michael Jordan an all-star teammate until Dennis Rodman.
So now they gave him that?
Did the Bulls bring anybody to the organization other than somebody they drafted that was an all-star? Yes or no?
Man. Teams have an invested interest to do better, right?
Yes or no? Did they get any? Did Michael Jordan get to pick any teammates or get any other all-stars?
How the fuck do I know that, fam?
Fuck you, man. You know basketball, nigga.
Watch basketball.
Did the first
the same way we know.
The first 3P, did the Bulls sign any free agents or trade for any all-stars? No.
They were a shitty ass team.
No, nigga, they drafted players who got better and won 3 championships with only 1 all-star, and that was Scottie Pippen. They didn't get a free agent till Dennis fucking Rodman, and they drafted Kukoc. LeBron has picked.
And Mike didn't pick him.
LeBron has gone from team to team, picking who he likes to play.
You build dynasties and teams from the draft, man. You don't do that shit in free agency.
LeBron don't have a dynasty.
Okay.
What's LeBron's dynasty?
Bro, you don't build teams from the free agency, bro.
LeBron's dynasty.
It's only from the draft.
What's LeBron's dynasty?
Golden State. Look at Golden State.
I said LeBron.
Draft.
That's what he did in Miami.
11 o'clock.
Hey, can I ask a different question now? I do want to before we go. I want to ask y'all about something for real though. That we didn't talk about because I know we was going over top 10 lists and some people was putting people on there but one thing that I do want to kind of discuss is the fact that how some people believe that Bill Russell is like a top 10 player, for example, but then when you compare his stats, so to say, it ain't like on the same level as his peers, but people still feel obligated to put him like up there, like real high. Even if he's not in your top 10, he's like probably in the next 3 or 4 or whatever. And some people think it's blasphemous to leave him off your top 10. Like a lot of people believe Bill Russell is like blasphemous to leave off your freaking Mount Rushmore, for God's sakes. So like, can we talk about Bill Russell a little bit and like what's your position on him? I mean, I can go first if you want me to, but I just wanted to.
Everybody get one statement on this Bill Russell shit, and we're gonna shut it down. So Bob, you go ahead, and then we'll go around Rome, then Chris, then Lim, and then we done. We good with that?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Bob.
I understand his legendary status of him having 11 rings and being a part of the anchor of one of the best teams. But if we're talking about, first of all, he was like the 4th leading scorer on those teams. He also was such a defensive presence that would really matter in a low team league. You know what I'm saying, leading to those rings. I don't feel that he measures. I mean, shit, Will Chamberlain, the person that he beat over and over and over was literally killing him in all those games. Like when you look at the numbers and the head-to-heads and the stuff that Wilt was even scoring. So when you look at individually, and this goes back to my point of how you can't mix team aspects with individual aspects. I just really feel that when you talk about Shaq and you talk about all these other great centers and other great players, Bird and all of them or whatever, he don't even remotely measure up from an individual standpoint. And that's my reason why I find it even harder to damn near put him even top 20, you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done. That's my take on him.
What you got to say about that, Rome?
He's one of those players that are just hard to gauge because we just don't see enough. We didn't see enough. So I have a lot of what we have to go on is just based on, I don't want to say hearsay, but just based on players. I've always been of the mindset that your impact on the court has to be a totality, right? Like it can't just be like you always are dropping 50 points a game. Like, are you affecting both ends of the court? Are you?
Oh shit! What happened?
What happened?
I don't know. His signal dropped. Well, go ahead, Chris. Get your shit out. Damn, look how our screen looks now. I gotta fix that.
Hey, we can go past Chris. Go ahead, Lance and Lim.
As far as Bill Russell goes, man, he's a little bit before my time. I know he was a better man. He was a better man than a basketball player, in my book, because of the shit that he had to go through given the time. He was a basketball player, and how Boston still is one of the most racist place to play at, and I can imagine at that time it was. There's a documentary where he was still getting all that hate mail and nigga this, nigga that when he was the star of the team. And he's also been a coach, one of the first integrated coaches. So from that aspect, he's up there, man. But as far as skill wise, I don't think he possessed the type of basketball that I personally.
Where you putting him? Top 30, top 40?
I'll put him in top 20. I can't put him in top 10. Top 20, he's somewhere there, just because of the greatness. Same with Duncan. Duncan wasn't a favorite player of mine, but he has to be up there in the top 10, top 20 as well. So I didn't see him play. It's not my style of ball, but I do know he was a great man on and off the court, and that's where his legacy lies with me.
What you got, Lamb?
He's not one of my top 10, top 20, because I'm like you all. I mean, like,
but I see his numbers in.
I think in the game, I can see why he is. Me personally, No. But as a fan of the game, I will say two things. One, I agree with everything you said, Chris. I think he's a great ambassador for the game. You know, I mean, obviously we know he was a player, but he also was a coach.
Yeah.
So, and he's, you know, during a period where, as you said, Chris, you know, black people weren't accepted, but he's won and handled the pressure. I think the time that he did play, I think his presence was known. And granted, the level of competition probably wasn't the highest. We know that it wasn't the highest. We've been talking about competition between the eras, but we know the competition. But he dominated during the time that he did on both ends of the court. But he's definitely not on my Mount Rushmore, my personal. He's not in my top 10, but I wouldn't argue with anybody who puts him up there because I get it.
So I'll say in closing that he's not in my top 10 either, but I probably got him in my top 15. Reason being, though he was not a great scorer, I don't know if y'all know, that man was a ridiculous athlete.
He was an athlete, yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was a track star and everything.
I never see that picture with him jumping over another motherfucker to block a shot.
Right.
Oh, yeah. He was like Dwight Howard. He was like Dwight Howard back in his day.
He probably looked like he might have been faster than Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
What it looks like, I don't know, but he looked quick.
Howard, explosive.
Yeah. And he averaged 18 points in the playoffs.
But Russell used to run, man. I end up watching some old footage one day, and I was like, this motherfucker runs like a guard. He run like, you know,
and Chuck Taylor's.
Well, if you think about it,
right.
I don't know how much you've seen him play, but I know Bob and Lim had. Remember how Karl Malone used to run the floor and just basically just outrun power forward?
Oh yeah, Karl Malone. Yeah.
Russell was doing like that. Like he would just outrun motherfucker. And then the other thing that was crazy, he missed 8 games with Boston. You know what they record with Boston? With all them Hall of Famers, you know what their record was in the 8 games he missed? 0-8.
Wow. I never knew. That's a great stat. I never knew that.
Bill Sharman, Bob Cousy, fucking Bill Havlicek, Hondo, all these motherfuckers, they 0-8 without that man.
And those are some well-known players. Those are Hall of Famers.
So I feel like had he played in a different generation, obviously he wasn't a prolific scorer, but I think defensively, I think he would have been better than Dwight Howard. Because Dwight Howard, truth be told, as strong as he wasn't like super athletic. His footwork really wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like his post game was never.
His jumping ability was out the roof, man.
Bro, he was only 6'8".
Nah, Dwight Howard ain't 6'8", is he?
No, I'm talking about Russell.
Yeah, Russell was.
Yeah, Russell. He's not 6'8". He like.
He was
smaller than that.
Nah,
he used to match up with Wilt, man. He's got to be bigger than 6'8".
No, he was 6'8", 6'9". I swear to God, go look at it. I swear to God.
Well, my point was, I think that Russell would have been better than Dwight Howard in today's NBA because I think he was more.
Of course he would.
More athletic than Dwight Howard. So if Dwight Howard can be dominant and average 22, 11, and 12, I think Russell could do better than that. So I think he would have been a beast. But yeah, I got him top 15. Definitely. What did you say about Russell? How tall was he?
I said 6'10". No, he was 6'8", 6'9", bro.
You gonna argue with basketballreference.com?
They do that. They do that with some people, bro. They do that.
Actually, what do basketballreference.com have AI at? Because I met AI and I'm 2 inches taller than that nigga and I'm 6'1".
Just like they got Hakeem 7'1", that nigga 6'10", man.
6 feet.
I don't think he was 6 feet. I think he was more like 5'11".
You got to remember a couple years ago they
can't be 6 feet, man. I'm 6'1". I was like 3 inches taller than him.
Yeah, AI a little bit.
Not met him.
Whatever. Like I said, either way it go. Great show. This is the longest pod we ever did. We started at 8, it's down at 12 o'clock. G, we wilding out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But, hey, dope show, dope convos. Chris, you damn sure came in and took this bitch over at the end with your wild ass opinions. But I knew that was gonna happen because he the only dude on here. He the young boy in the crew.
Young man, you see all this gray hair, man.
Hey, Chris, how old are you, bro?
Like 32,
old, man.
No, why you don't never tell your age, man? How old are you, bro?
I'm old. Never tell my age, man, because y'all niggas like to use that shit against me.
Hey, I know Chris Peoples, so I know how old this nigga
is. Old.
My man Dino, you know my man Dino. That's your man.
Oh, Dino, yeah, I know Dino.
I know your people, so I know how old you is,
nigga. Yeah, I know Dino.
Yeah, I'm over like 35. He in his mid 30s. You know what I'm saying? Man. Yeah, fuck out of here. We got you by like 10 years, but it's all good. I don't shit on your basketball knowledge. You got good knowledge. You just You look at shit from a different aspect, a different
But
way.
Bob, when I see you, when I see Bob, man,
he be right there on the verge of good. It's just like his top tier list. He be right there. It was pretty good. Then he say some stupid shit like Bird don't belong and Giannis is in there. He be right there on the verge of goodness, man.
Man, let's end here. But Bird just didn't impress me, man. He's a great player. He did his thing, but it just wasn't impressive to me. That's all.
He didn't impress you because you didn't see him in real time.
What's he talking
when
about?
you see Bird, you see highlights.
Oh no, we ain't started this argument again. We done.
This nigga came back already.
I just answered. I just responded to what he said. I wasn't.
I'm gonna mute all you niggas. We done. I'm tired. It's 12.
All right, man.
Hey,
I'll holler at y'all, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. This was a dope ass motherfucking show. Great opinions and debates. I appreciate y'all for coming out, man. But it's almost 12 o'clock and we up out of here. So everybody, deuces.
Man, y'all be good.
We go, man.
Later.
All right, y'all. Love.